Hello and welcome to the weekly recap for the Sandhills region. My name is Eli the Ninja, or just Eli, whatever you want to call me. I don't have to always be a ninja. I'm joined alongside Chris here, aka Party Foul, and we're going to be giving you guys the rundown of the action that took place during our conference this past week for week one. We're the regional directors for the region, so we'd like to call the action for you guys and some of the best matches that we have seen today. First of all, how are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing good. You know, we spent a lot of time, getting these students into the teams, and we finally have some games we're going to get into. I'm super excited. We saw a lot of good games over the week, and I can't wait to show them to you all.
I have to agree. There are so many talented players in this league, and we're going to showcase some of the most awesome matches today from both college football and Overwatch 2. Looks like we've got some matches from Hoke County and Grays Creek, and New Bern A versus New Bern B, so a little bit of inter-school rivalry going on at New Bern. We're going to be watching both of those matches, and then after that get into a couple Overwatch games as well. We've also got the first match queued up, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Looks like on the left side we've got, what is that, Alabama, or is Alabama? No, Alabama on the right, and on the left, I'm not sure which.
Will be Ohio State.
Ohio State, okay. So all these players, from my experience recording these, because we've also been recording these throughout the week, it seems like these guys have played a lot of at least Madden or college football, and they've got a lot of skill. Were you impressed by some of the players?
Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Title Town, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. This isn't your run-of-the-mill matchup. You get a couple of powerhouses, both ranked in the top 10, and statements
love the intros here, man. They did such a good job with this game in general. It's just like the
Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollock and Jesse Palmer, and guys, can't wait to get this one started.
This is our first game of the Sandhills Conference in College Football 25. Grays Creek versus Currituck. Let's take it away.
And keep in mind, yes, they have different teams, and it shows different stats here, but we are using the even teams functionality within the game, which means that the stats are actually even. Either side has a real advantage, and that's one of my favorite things about this game in general is to give you that option to make this as fair as possible. Looks like we're going to start with the kickoff, and I think we should start at the 20-yard line.
Yep, we did see the fair catch come out, so they're going to start there. We see the students here, they're picking what plays they want to do, so we'll see what they decide to start off with first.
On first down, here comes this offense.
And keep in mind, the way this is recorded, it's just from one player's POV, so we're going to be watching this from the side of Alabama or Hoke County High School. And very nice run there. First down right off the rip. Let's go.
They get it out to the 36.
Really nice run there. Listen, modern day.
It's going to start taking up.
Yeah, and here, so this is another part of the game that can go into the depth chart here for coaching, and he's going to switch around some of the players in their positions. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't play this game, so I'm not sure the thought process and logic behind it. I want to learn, though, and see, but I've seen a lot of the better players are utilizing this functionality to kind of maybe just put the right players in the right spots that maybe have a better chance to make their plays.
Doesn't it always seem like they've always wanted to establish the run game? They've always wanted to be physical. Bear Bryant would have loved this guy in his backfield. With his physical style of running, man, he fits that just perfect.
Here, he's saying back to go for the throw.
Unloads to the wide out.
He's able to get the pair catching it.
Knocked down immediately, but a
2 plays, 2 first downs. And he's already making so much progress down the field. One thing I've noticed about this game, too, is defense is pretty tough to play. You know, if the offensive side has good plays that they're choosing time and time again, it's pretty hard to stop what they're going for. Now, a little bit different play here.
Yep, so he's going to make the run. Great juke. He got two, was able to get about 4 or 5 yards on that play. But as you said there, like, you do have the defense, when you're controlling that defensive player, you have to kind of guess what the offensive player is going to do there. We did see good tackle coming out of Ohio State, but we're going to see what he does on his 3rd play here.
Yeah, finally a play that doesn't end in a first down, so facing a little bit of adversity. The run's not been as successful as the throws so far. Be curious to see if he switches up the strategy. Now it's 3rd down, so it's kind of important for him to get this next one.
Right. So, and player injuries are on, so if they take too much of a beating, they could have to be subbed out. So even some of those run plays may be a little bit there.
Oh!
But interception right down the middle. Unfortunately, the catch stick wasn't in the green there, but it didn't matter because great defensive play by Ohio State to get that pick.
Grays Creek with the interception off the early drive, and now the whole game flips on its head. It looked like Alabama was in the driver's seat. Now it's Ohio State with the chance to get the first score on the board.
Yeah, he's in a good field position here, getting close to the 50-yard line. You see that stadium pulse, though, going up, so that is another feature that we do allow is that stadium pulse.
They go to the ground.
Yeah, stadium pulse is going to make it a little bit more difficult as the away teams, as we see a more successful run here. But yeah, stadium pulse, it kind of shakes the whole screen, makes your play a little bit more difficult, harder to see, but we are going to try to keep it even. We're going to make it so each team has an even opportunity. Some weeks you're going to be home, some weeks you're going to be away, and we want to make that about as even as possible.
Right, and again, we are seeing a little tough on the runs here, not getting too many yards out of them. It is 2nd and 11, so we'll have to see what they do on this next play here, if they can kind of close that gap on that first down.
Okay, what's the play here? We see player from Hope County currently controlling more. And again, these runs just not been very successful. So far, both teams probably going to notice that, right? They're going to say, okay, running's not as easy as going for passes, but at the same time, you run the risk of getting intercepted. Looks like we do have a short pass here. This player might be able to get to the first down, just jumps over the line, and that's a big play.
Yeah, it's great, great use of control to get that hit stick out there, kind of push through that first down, but we do see the stadium pulse going up. I do like seeing the defensive plays here we do have from Alabama showing what they're trying to do in the pocket, keep it deep in case that run comes out. But again, we see the run, 4 yards, not too bad though.
Yeah, 4 yards is more than enough if you're in first down already. Now just 2nd and 6. Feeling pretty good about your chances to get another first down. Ooh, pass does miss, so we saw a tackle there. It looks like a flag. That's not surprising to me. It looks like that defensive player kind of ran over the player that was supposed to catch that ball.
Yeah, and it is going to push it to the 1st and 10 there, so we're going to have to see what they decide to do. Will they go through the pass play, or are they going to try to run? It does look like they are going to do the fake run into the pass, but unfortunately not able to grab it there.
Really cool in this game how the way the camera changes is different if it's a run, right? Because it looks like the ball's held off. And when it fakes, the camera even follows as if that player took the ball. So the fake, you've got to really pay attention to the ball in the quarterback's hands to see, did it actually leave his hands or is he still holding it? I like that. It keeps the defensive side on their toes.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a big distinction between, the players who play a lot are going to kind of know that and kind of set up so that they don't get faked out too much. But we do get the throw off right before the sack. They are going to find the first down.
Wow.
Great play there.
That was clean. Look at this. Jackson with a tackle there on a player that didn't matter. They were still able to get the run. And how does he play this? Does he go straight for the end zone? Is he just going to play right up the side? Great angle here, and he's going to get taken down at the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, so got into that red zone right as the quarter ended. We're going to get right back into it in the second quarter here. But, great play. This is kind of the slow but steady takes the race part. We haven't seen really any flashy plays, but he's in the red zone now. He's within touchdown distance, and he's going to go for the run. Looks like not able to make it. Very close there. Kind of got the spin, but wasn't quite able to get past those defenders.
I think he did get maybe 1 yard or no progress. Either way, plays basically the same, just have a few less chances to get it. But this feels like it should be a score. Has 2 more chances to try to get this one in the end zone. Wow. Also gets taken down once again, so now last chance kind of back against the wall here.
Last chance, but we do have to remember he is within field goal range, so whether or not he can get the touchdown, he should still be able to get some points on the board. But I want you to look at it. The Stadium Pulse is about halfway when they got into the red zone. Now it's all the way back up, so it's going to make it a little bit harder again. A little bit more time to get the play off, but it looks like he is going to go for a throw. Gets sacked.
Wow.
Right at the end. Great defensive play by Hope County.
We were just talking about how defense is difficult in this game, but both these teams are really showing that they've got some chops when it comes to defense.
I like it. They're going to go for the 4th and goal.
I respect this.
Not playing it safe. They want to get that touchdown. And another great defensive play by Hope County. That is great. They went for, the all or nothing, but Hope County said not today. Got another great defensive stop, and they're going to take the ball here.
That's a heartbreaker, too, if you're Grays Creek. I mean, you're literally on the 2 yard line for how many plays in a row and just can't get the job done. And then
a fumble into a touchdown.
Oh, my God, that was insane. I was just thinking about the whole thing. You look away for 1 second and something like that happens, and all of a sudden Ohio State and Grays Creek are up 7-0.
Yes. As you were talking about the great defensive play right into a great opportunity for Grays Creek, they are able to take it. We're going to see another fair catch out of County here, but as you said, it can, at the turn of a head, it can change. And, just like in regular sports, you never know what's going to happen. And what a great play there for Grays Creek.
So exciting. And, man, this has been such a good game. This is why we picked this one for you guys to watch because, 2 turnovers and then an insane, unpredictable play for the touchdown. Can Alabama answer back? Hope County with a very nice run here off the first return.
Yeah, able to get it off that first defender there, able to take it down, got some field advantage. Once again, they did go for that fair catch, but they're moving up the field pretty quick.
Yeah, already at the 40-yard line here. See another run being thrown out. Great defensive effort, though. That was the controlled player by Grays Creek, just immediately shutting him down.
Yeah, going to lose a little bit of yardage there, so it is 2nd and 11. Are we going to see another pass? We do. Looks like that's what they are setting up for. He is going to drop back a little bit. Takes the throw.
Ooh.
Great catch. Can they get any more? No, but, that's what they needed. They got over there, got the first down, and then are moving once again up the field.
That was a great choice, too. He could have taken the risk of throwing it long, but we saw how guarded those players were down the field. So picking the very best receiver in that situation to get the most out of that play. Love to see that. It's just like being a real quarterback. You've got to make a decision in very little time. Where are you going to take that ball? And so far, Hope County picking the right options.
Yeah. Great field move. And we saw them make the run. They got about 5 yards off of that. Looks like they're going to set up for their second down play here. Unfortunately, not too much there. We're going to lose about a yard off of that run. But again, still in great field position here. 3rd down, so they can still take a little bit of time to try to find that first down.
What's this play he's going for now? It's another run. Not many defenders on this side. He's going to get the first down.
That was a great shoot there. He was able to find a little path got in there, got the first down, and once again, they're just going to start moving up. But this looks like they might be setting up for a run here, though.
Yeah, I think Grace Creek was expecting a pass to the left side, so they've had a bit more defense in those zones. Is this going to be a quarterback run? Yes, it recognizes all the defenders went down the field and then tries to throw it at the last second. It's going to be incomplete, though.
Yeah, that run, they're trying to find that pass option there, but great defensive play by Grace Creek to get the stop, but only 2nd and 10. They have plenty of yardage to work. Looks like they're checking their options. Going to take the runs to the side. Unfortunately, just not enough, but 3rd and 10, they still have a chance.
Grace Creek really showing that they know how to play defense well. I mean, this is now putting them back against the wall once again. Still 10 yards to go, so it looks like Hope County opting to go for the pass play here. Looks like, no, okay. There it is, and he lands it. Can he get to the end zone? Looks like he's going to get taken down, but that's massive. Back against the wall, finds the first down.
Yeah, and a great play with the quarterback. As you said, they're dropping back. They're looking for their options, making sure that those routes are completed by their receivers, and he's doing a really good job of waiting for that. He's going to drop back again. He's looking, waiting to see if he can find anyone open. Looks like he's just a little unable to get that play off there.
I like the way Hope County's playing their plays. They're kind of keeping it ambiguous, right? Like they're sending a lot of receivers towards that end zone, but then also just keeping their options open so they can change what they're doing. It makes it difficult on the defensive side to know what to do. Should I be more worried about these players that are running into the end zone? Should I be trying to go for a sack? I think they do need to apply a little bit more pressure to the QB, if I'm being honest here.
Yeah, but he takes those runs out, and if he puts any pressure on it and it's unsuccessful, it could lead to a touchdown. So that's why they are dropping back. We are 3rd and goal here, so it looks like they are going to try to go for that touchdown play. We'll have to see where they are. We see those route options for the receivers there. He's going to drop back. And it looks like he might be just trying to take it, and unfortunately they are unable to get the pass off, and it is going to be 4th and goal. But as we saw earlier, they opted not to go for the field goal, so they may just try to go for the all-in, but it looks like they are setting up for that more safe play just to get that field goal.
Okay, doing it from the left side, very interesting. And it is good. So they get on the board, but certainly would have liked to get a touchdown to just get the score a little bit closer. But you'll take what you can get at this point.
Yeah. And as you know, games can be won off of field goals alone. So we do see a big punt coming out there. They're just going to let it roll out, so they'll start on the 20.
Okay, so now 7-3, ball back in the hands of Grace Creek, who so far has really impressed me with their defense, and their offense hasn't been great this game. Keep in mind that 7 points right there, that was from the defense, from the fumble. So let's see if maybe Grace Creek can have a better offensive drive this time around. Does get some good yardage off the first play.
Yeah, they're going to use that quarterback to run up there, runs toward the side, so it can't take too big of a hit. There are only about a minute left in the half, so we'll see if they're able to make any progress. He's going to drop back. Small throw, but it's enough. They're able to get the first down off of it. Great juke, running off to the side, trying to get as many yards as possible. And, sometimes you don't have to go for those big plays. Sometimes just the small little throws can, turn out to be big yardage, just like we saw there.
Very impressive, and great clock play as well. You pointed out there's not a whole lot of time left on this clock, so every time you run it out of bounds, you get that clock pause. It's going to be good, but a massive sack here. That is a huge 13-yard loss.
Yes, and as we're talking about the big plays going forward, there's always big plays that can go backwards as well. Great defense, making it 2-23.
The pendulum swings the other direction. Does Grace Creek have an answer here? This is a very important play. Oh, I thought that was a fumble for a second, but he
did get the arm off, so it was going to be incomplete pass. Luckily, no yardage lost either because of that, but it was very close.
That could have been real bad. Yes. But now it's 3rd and 23, and he's going to go for the play here. It looks like has a player approaching him, goes for the long throw, and it's good. Oh, my God, what a play there. We see a timeout immediately as well. 21 seconds on the clock, but I can't believe he got away with that.
Crazy play. That's exactly what they were looking for. They got the first down. About 20 seconds left on the clock. Play clock ticking down a bit here. We do see the as you were talking about earlier, putting some pressure onto the QBs on the defense here. And we do see Hope County coming out great, forcing a second and 19. So 9-yard loss.
Okay, what does he do here? Second and 19. Looking for an open player. Sees an opening, though, and just runs it. And this is the right play. He's going to at least get this first down. 10 seconds on the clock. He still has a chance to get a touchdown here before the half ends.
Great play with cornerback, then finding open receivers, so just runs it over the side, then runs it out to stop the clock. They're going to drop back. Once again, not able to get that point right off. They have to, luckily, no yard losses because it is going to be that incomplete pass, but great pressure by Hope County, making sure that they can't get those.
And just 6 seconds on the clock. You kind of have to think this play, maybe one more if this is a fast one. Got to make it happen. And it's going to be an incomplete, but they still have one more play with these 2 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it's kind of like a no looks, just kind of throw there. They are going to opt for the field goal here to get those points before halftime, so they are going to lead 10-3. So once again, great defensive plays just coming out of both of these teams and are actually making the difference.
Yeah, for this is some of the better defensive performances that I think we have both seen in our time recording this game so far. Keep in mind, this is just week 1. We still got 6 total weeks ahead. Lots of games coming through for you guys. And the play is going to get stopped a little bit short here, so this is going to be a long offensive drive here.
Yeah, and I think this is about the first time we've seen someone take the kickoff there.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and see what they decide to do. They're going to drop back. Quick pass
Ooh,
there.
I like that.
It's going to get it out and pick up some yardage, so about 5 yards. Good play.
Very good play, getting halfway there to that first down. Like the quick play, it's hard to react to that on the defensive side. A quick pass like that, maybe just adjusting the timing. Most throws so far this game have been long, and we see a blitz coming through. Huge loss of yards. That's going to hurt a lot.
They found the hole in the O-line there, got straight through, great sack, and about 10 yards, so they are at 3rd and 15.
Oh, quick throw again. This looks like it's good, but he gets taken down short of that first down. 4th and 4. Are they going to go for it?
They are going to go for it. They opted for the quick play here. They're going to get it right back in, but they have to watch out for that hole in the O-line. This is the second time they're able to find it. A little bit of time, but
the interception coming out from Hope County. Can he run this one in? No, he gets taken down, but another heartbreaker moment, but that's huge for Hope County.
It is, and they're going to go right into the play here, so we'll see if they are able to find any points from this drive. They're going to go for the run a little bit. They got a couple of yards on that play, but you're talking about the quick plays, and unfortunately that was a bit of a 180. We saw the success and a little bit of the failure from both of those, but we'll have to see what Hope County can do here. 2nd and 6.
Okay, it's going to be a run, but look at the defenders. He outruns both defenders, goes all the way around and just runs it to the end zone. This man turned on the jets. Man, that guy was running fast.
Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forwards, and he looked to the side, a little bit to the back, and was able to get around those defenders and take it right into the end zone.
Not only that, they've now tied up the game. We've got ourselves a game here, Chris. And now, finally, what does Grace Creek have to answer? Looks like should be a fair catch. They're going to go to that 20-yard line, but wow, this one could go either way. We've seen 2 interceptions. We saw a fumble as well. This one could end in any particular direction.
Look at this. The field goals are making a difference. Found a little bit of a pocket there. The field goals to get through a couple yards, so about 5 yards on that play. So successful run on the first down.
Found the one spot between 4 defenders there. Just ran right through the open door. And there it is. These quick passes have been pretty successful so far for Grace Creek. Just tossing it out quick to the left, getting some yardage. And that's going to be a first down.
that's exactly what they want. They just want to move it up. They had success in the first half, kind of, the slow but steady there. And that's kind of what we're seeing again. So, unfortunately, no gain on that first down, but second and 10, nothing too much to be worried about. They saw a lot of time.
Okay, we see the plan here. Looks like they might go for another blitz. They do. Ball gets thrown, though. It's going to count as an incomplete.
Hope finding a lot of success with that. A lot of yards lost just by finding, that hole in the line. They're able to get another sack for that incomplete there. So we'll see what they're lining up to do is third and 10.
Like a similar idea here, but better coverage on the offensive side. Can this pass go through? That got scary for a moment. Either team could have caught that one.
Bounce off a couple of helmets there. It looked like it could have been anyone's catch, but I would say more luckily for Grace Creek, no interception there. It looks like they are going to go for the fourth down play. I do like seeing.
Okay. You see the defensive stance here. I mean, they're going long here, so he's got a lot of good zone coverage in the back. We'll try to cover these receivers, but Grace Creek throws it incomplete. It's going to switch right back to the hands of Hope County.
Yeah, a little bit of an overthrow there. Unfortunately, the receiver could not dive and get it. So very good field position for Hope County now, starting around that 40-yard line.
This is the risk that you run, but is the fumble and a turnover just like that? Grace Creek said, you can have the ball for 10 seconds. I'm going to take it right back.
And exact same field position. This is great.
Wow.
Once again, those great defensive plays that we've been talking about from both sides, but now it's Grace Creek's turn to get the ball back from that fumble, forced fumble. And we'll have to see what they can do on offense now.
Keeping it on the ground.
Okay, so really just giving another lease on life. You took the risky play on fourth down, turn it over at the 40, and then get it back in an instant. So it's like they got their first down back.
It is a hot potato kind of game. The run, not going to get any yardage there, so we are third and 10. But we do know they like going for that fourth down play, so you can think about it as almost 2 more plays for them here.
Yeah.
But again, it's been a very defensive-minded game here. A lot of success coming out of the defense. So we'll have to see if anyone can put it up on the offense now. So the throw goes out. Great defensive coverage. Stop that first down, but again, they're going for the fourth down play.
Quick play. Let's see how it pans out. You got to think, though, it's risky, but he does catch it. That's going to be a first down so long as this doesn't fumble. Finally gets taken down, and finally a great offensive play here. That's going to get them a lot closer to scoring another touchdown.
Right down the middle. Once again, not a big flashy play, just a small throw, but able to get that first down exactly what they needed. They're on the Alabama side now, so within scoring position. But another great blitz is just going to force that incomplete pass. And Alabama, Hope County, they are just, running with it today.
They are relentless on defense. Hope County, your quarterback better watch out because he is coming for you. I feel like Grace Creek have to adjust somehow here. We get a couple extra players to protect QB because he has just been getting ran down. They're trying to get him again. Long pass to the corner. Is it caught? No, it's going to be incomplete. That was close. It bounced off his hands.
I was almost out of my seat on that one. That was a great looking play there. Just unfortunately unable to bring it in the red zone. But great, once again, defensive play. You have to give it to Hope County for making sure that they could not get that touchdown there. But
yeah, that player from Hope County was right on that receiver, gave him no comfortable position to catch that ball. Here we go. 3rd and 10. This is an important play right here, and it's another sack. These blitzes are incredible so far this game.
Yeah, I do have to give a little bit of shout out for Grace Creek for making sure that they're not getting sacked fully. They are getting those incomplete passes out, and a great field goal there from range. Able to bring it up 3. That one there within range, make sure they've got some points on the board. And as of now, these field goals have been making a difference in the game.
Absolutely. The last 3 scores, I think, or no, sorry, there was a touchdown in there, but 3 total field goals so far this game. And if Alabama doesn't have an answer, or Hope County doesn't have an answer, could be the difference for Grays Creek to come out with the W. Still 1 more quarter to go. A little bit of time left in this one. Nice run play here coming out from Hope County, but he's going to get taken down. It's now 2nd and 8.
Great check on the first defender, but unable to find any more yardage off of it. But, they're still moving it up. 2nd and 8. Looks like they are going to go for a pass play here. I'll just see if they make any adjustments before it, but they are going to go ahead and drop back. He's looking to see if he can find anyone open.
Yeah. Oh.
Makes the big throw. The catch is great. And he is going to be able to run it in for a touchdown. That was the big play we were looking for on offense.
Are you kidding me? Do a little dance, my guy. Oh, my God. What a play. You know the elephant's excited. That trunk is going crazy right now.
Yeah. Took a little bit of time, dropped back, but just great usage on the skills there. We saw that catch meter was almost perfect. They were able to bring it in, was able to get past the defender, and just right into it.
I think a lot of players would have opted to just run it there because there weren't really any defenders on the QB at that time, but having the confidence to go for the long throw anyways is going to pay off. Bit of a risk reward there, right? You could go for the safe play and just run it, 10 yards before getting taken down, but he said, no, I'm going for gold, and paid off in a big way. And like we said, that's exactly what they needed to get back into the lead. They could not play passively in that moment.
Right, and they're moving into the 4th quarter, so last quarter here, it is 17-19, but a great play coming out of Grays Creek. They make this great juke at the end there to get a little bit of extra yardage, and once again, we're seeing some back-to-back offensive plays here.
These guys are pulling out all the punches right now. Both teams showing so many of their plays here, and that one's not going to work out. Still 2 yards to go for this first down, but man, this one's just going back and forth at this point.
It is, and both teams just showing great amount of skill here. 2nd and 2. Will they opt to run it, but he's going to drop back for the pass. It looks like he's finding a little bit of space. And just like you were talking about earlier, he finds the space with the quarterback, able to run it, finds extra yards, and down at the 3rd yard line. But as you said, didn't see anyone open, ran it with the quarterback, and a great skill there.
Just keeping the options open is so important, right? The play's going to change in it. You got to make very fast decisions. Are you going to run it? Are you going to go for the pass? These guys are choosing great options at a high frequency.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of good defensive plays. Touchdown. There we go. We're going to say a lot of great defensive plays, but now we're starting to see those great offensive plays. They're turning it up in the 4th quarter here. We're seeing those touchdowns, and both teams are just going at it.
We have seen the lead switch, 4 or 5 times now. They're going back and forth. Now Hope County trailing by a field goal. And let's see, this offensive drive could end up determining the game. So this is very important. There's still 5 minutes on the clock, so good chance that we see some more drives. But Alabama gets on the board here and plays good defense for the rest of the game. That's their path to victory.
Yeah, and we're going to see the first play coming out. They're going to opt to run it. Not able to find too much there, so it's going to stay 2nd and 10. But again, will they decide to play more of the clock out? Are they going to try to go for one of those big plays and then see if they can keep the lead with defense? As you said, we'll have to see what they decide to do here. They're taking their time. I like this. Take your time. Figure out what play would be best for you. You're only down by 3, so even if you can't get that touchdown, as long as you get in the field goal range, you get those 3 points, even it up. You could go into overtime potentially.
It is really important to note the clock play here, right? Because if it's guaranteed that Hope gets a goal here, then the longer it takes for them to get it, the better, because that means that you don't give Grays Creek enough time to answer back with their own offensive drive. So I do kind of expect Hope County to slow this down. They might run down that shot clock for each of these plays and just say, okay, if I'm confident enough to score, I want this game clock to have nothing left when the ball switches over.
And, that's great. They were able to find the first down as well, and there's only 3 minutes left, so they are moving slow but steady, but you still have to get there. A great throw. They're not going to up it out. Unable to find anything. Unfortunately, kind of moved to the left there and wanted to go to the right because they were right on that inline. So they had to go back, 2nd and 12, but they do have time. Looks like they're going to be looking for a big throw here, so we'll have to see if they are able to complete it.
Play's looking like a potential Hail Mary play. What does he do with it? No defenders close to him whatsoever. Decides to run it, and that player falls down without taking him down, and there really wasn't much progress on that play, but I like the idea.
Yeah, and at first looked like he was going to get off of that first defender there and be able to make the throw, but a second one coming up, so great play by Grace Creek to have a backup option there. Going to drop back a little bit. He's waiting to see if he can find anyone open. Does put the throw out.
Oh!
Interception. Oh,
again.
This is Grace Creek is going to find their second interception of the game, and it's getting past everyone.
Oh my God, the clutch factor from Grace Creek. Players in the game are letting them know about it too. Look at the dejected walk on the side of Alabama. Hope County not feeling good. That was the risk that they ran though, right? I mean, they wanted to go for it all. They had to get that touchdown, but
fans showing the emotion in the games as well. Another great pull of just how much this game has advanced here. But we are looking at a offensive drive from Grace Creek.
You gotta think they're gonna try to burn this clock down just the same way, right? Okay, we saw what you were doing, Hope County. We knew that you wanted to run the game clock down on your way to the touchdown, but now game is firmly in the hands of Grace Creek. They have all the freedom in the world to just slow this game down to a crawl. Don't give Alabama or Hope County too much room to work with, so I like to see this strategy.
So they're going to line up here, 2nd and 8, slow but steady wins the race for them. And they are going to go out another run. Not too many yardage off of it, but again, as you said, they are just running down that clock. They want it to keep ticking. The less time that Hope County has, if they get the ball back, the less time they can score. They'll have to go for another one of those home area plays. And Grace Creek has shown that they have really good, pass defense.
Both teams really just living and dying by the sword, taking some risky plays, some that have worked out, some that haven't, and great defense out of Hope County. This is exactly what they needed to do right here, right now. They've also managed to mitigate the damage when it comes to the clock. Not too much time is burned off. It looks like we're going for another long field goal attempt. These are pretty hard to hit. So if Grace Creek can get this in, can put a little bit of extra pressure on Hope County, but to be honest, they still would just be within a touchdown and a free point.
Yeah, and I like it here. They are running down that play clock, which is ticking with the game clock, so they have time, and they're using it to their advantage. I like to see this kind of skill coming out from players. They know exactly what to do, and they are doing it. So we're going to see it drop down here, possibly to just the last second, then they're going to get that field goal.
Okay, doesn't want to take too many risks, but the field goal goes completely wide. Maybe just the kind of the pressure of waiting for that clock to wind down. You're not as focused on just being in flow state and hitting that perfect kick. If that was one of, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you, Chris, that was one of the worst kicks I've ever seen. I think I could have kicked that ball a little bit better than that.
Yeah, but they did what they needed to do. They've shown great defensive play, so the kick doesn't go in, but they have been able to get a lot of stops up here. There's only 30 seconds left, so we are going to see that timeout go out so they can stop the game clock.
Very smart timeout here. You need to stop the game clock. And it was specifically just to do that. They're right back into the action. Didn't have to think about anything. And looks like another long pass setup here. You've got to make some advancement down the field. This player's pretty wide open. He does catch it. Oh my God, what a huge play. He's got, they still have 28 seconds. They can absolutely do this.
They can definitely do this. Great play. This is kind of what they were looking for in the last one. They are able to succeed. They got it downfield, and now they're within scoring range.
What do they do here? 1st and 10, just 28 seconds on the clock. Looks like they're going to perhaps go for a right side throw. This has been an effective play, but the quarterback is open for a moment, and right before getting sacked, throws an incomplete pass with that heavy pressure being put on him. That was the right play in that moment, but you got to think the hesitation is starting to hurt him.
Yeah, but it was a little scary. There was that defender kind of sitting there that may have been able to pick it off, but luckily they're just going to have the incomplete. They're going to drop back a little bit here, looking to see what options they have. Moves up a little bit, but finds the wide open receiver, and touchdown, Alabama.
Oh my God. That could have been, that might be the game.
This game has been incredible to watch. And
15 seconds left. They got it with 15 seconds left. They are able to put the extra points on the board here. And now it's looking like Ohio State, Grace Creek is going to have to make the play of the game, essentially.
Yeah, with that extra point now, Grace Creek can't just rely on a field goal to tie it up. They have to go for it. They have to get this touchdown in the next 14 seconds. Can they pull off the improbable victory. Looks like it's going to start at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, let's remember, so they do have 3 touchdowns to work with, so they can stop the clock, but they are going to have to find, plays that do get them up the field here. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. Jodian Pulse is going crazy right now, making it harder to get that snap off. But they're going for the first throw.
Oh! He could go all the way in the last second with 4 seconds left. Are you kidding me right now?
No words. We are talking about the play of the game. First down.
Wow.
All the way. Great find. He was able to see that receiver downfield with no one on him. Made sure that he was able to juke out any defenders. Scores with 4 seconds left.
That is unbelievable. If this was in real life and not in the game, the stands would be erupting and going absolutely bonkers right now. Looks like, I mean, the last guy did it with so little time on the clock. It's possible.
It is possible. At this point, I'm not even going to call anything because this is great. We have seen multiple plays coming out that have just turned the tide of the game. No pun intended. But here we go. Last play of the game.
What's he going to do? He's got to go for it. Which player does he throw it to? He's just sitting here waiting.
Yeah, and you see Grace Creek, they know the same thing. They're keeping those defenders in the back.
Gotta do
something. Waiting for the defenders, but now they're putting
on
pressure. Will he be able to get the
you
throw
gotta
off?
Do something.
He gets sacked. He was unable to find an open receiver. Great patience by Grace Creek at the end.
Unbelievable game. What a banger to start off our season with. Congratulations to Grace Creek for the insane improbable comeback there in the closing moments, just really putting everything on the table. Great performance from both teams, though, I got to say.
Yeah, we saw a lot of, different skills. The first half, very defensive heavy. Both of them showed a lot of good skills there, but in that fourth quarter, they were just going at it on offense.
One thing I noticed that was, I think what did in Hope County was just hesitating. They were hesitating a little bit too much on some of the plays, hesitating to throw the ball from offense, and then at the end he just didn't make a decision.
Yeah, and I agree. It's the last play of the game, and I know you want to make it perfect, but sometimes you just have to take that risk. Just get it downfield. See if you're able to get that, the pass off, receive, and get it into the end zone. Unfortunately, no, a little bit of hesitation, as you said, and Grace Creek able to capitalize it, got the sack, and got the win.
I mean, so many clutch plays back and forth. What an exciting series. I'm excited to see where these two teams go throughout the rest of the season and how they stack up against some of the other teams in Sandhills. But on that note, we are going to transition into the inter-school rivalry between New Bern A and New Bern B. So you got to imagine if it's two kids at the same school, they probably played against each other at some point in time. But we're going to go to a quick break before we get that match started. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. welcome back to the Week 1 recap. Once again, my name is Eli, joined with Chris, of course. We just got done watching a banger of a college football match between Hoke County and Grays Creek. We're going to shift gears a little bit, though, into a fun little matchup here from New Bern A and New Bern B. Like I said, got to imagine these two players might have some experience playing against each other. They attend the same high school, but you know, if you're in the same conference, you're going to have to play against other players at your school as well. So this will be an exciting one. How do you feel about playing against your, I guess, classmate if you were in their position?
I think it would be a lot of fun. You know, you have a lot of trash talk probably coming out from these two.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, they're probably, buddies. They're probably helping each other out, get better at the game. But of course, you're going to have bragging rights. Whoever wins gets the bragging rights for the week at their school.
That's a good point. Maybe a little bit extra on the line, because if you lose to the guy, you got to see him in the hallway or at the lunch table for the rest of the week and hear him talk about it. So I think both these players certainly going to give us their A game. Let's go ahead and jump into the action. Can't wait to see how this one takes off. It looks like, is this Kearns A versus Kearns B? Perhaps maybe at the bottom here we have it incorrect. We'll get that confirmed for you guys here shortly. I've noticed, by the way, a lot of players picking Alabama. Seems to be obviously one of the best college football teams of all time, so a lot of these teams are getting chosen here.
Yeah, definitely one of the more storied schools when it comes to football, so very popular among the students. But now we are seeing South Carolina as their opponent, so a little bit of a switch up from last game. We did have Ohio as Alabama's opponent. Now we are having South Carolina, a little bit closer home to us here.
All right. So, yeah, apologies. I guess it's not going to be New Bern versus New Bern. It's going to be Kearns A and Kearns B. But here we go. First play of the game, kickoff. And once again, it's going to be a fair catch.
Yeah, and it looks like it's, just really good for them to get those yards at the beginning. Sometimes, especially at the beginning of the game when there's not too much on the line, just get a really good field position at the start to make sure that you're not getting, put down at the 10 or the 5, so you have to work a little bit harder. But here we do see the first play of the game coming out the Stadium Pulse, making it a little bit hard to start, but we are going to start with a run. They are going to be able to get a great juke right there and get the first down.
The athleticism there to just completely shift momentum. Looks like he's going to go straight out, but cuts around. Very curious to see if that kind of quick redirect is going to make a difference in more of these offensive plays throughout the rest of this game. Next play goes out. It's going to be a run. Gets stopped short, but they did at least get 3 yards.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see. Again, you don't need too much. You just need to get some of the yardage there, but they've shown they can get those, those high yards off of those runs, so we did see why they opted to do it again there.
So you see the replay back there. And looks like play will be chosen here. Looks like we are watching from the perspective of Kearns A or South Carolina. A nice pass here, gets taken out, but that's going to be another first down.
Yeah, another good use of the juke stick, able to get past that oncoming defender and get the first down, and they're doing a great job moving up the field so far.
Alright, so just so you guys are not confused watching this, it is in fact New Bern versus New Bern. We're at the bottom of the screen, the Kearns A and B. But so far, it looks like New Bern B making a lot of progress on the field.
Yeah, and once again, you see the play coming out. They're going to go for the run. They have a lot of success, but great defensive stop coming out of the defense here. So once again, we are seeing some great plays. They're going to go right into it and not take it too much time on second play.
Okay. Very easy road down the field so far, and what a great run there. Just finds a little opening in the middle of the defense, and they're going to have some yardage off just running forward.
Moving up the field, great stops by the Bulldogs, so they're going to do a little bit of what they can to try to stop the momentum of Alabama there. And another, as I was saying, great defensive play.
That was risky too. That was like a potential interception as well, but unfortunately it does not. Looks like it's going to be an early field goal attempt here. the side. And it should be good.
Yep, and looks like this, the start of this game, they are going to go for more of the safe plays. They just want to get the points on the board, not really go for those fourth down posts just yet. So great job. They're able to move the field, get 3 points on the board, and it looks like this can be Carolina's turn to get on offense.
Okay. So I gotta say, it feels good to not allow a touchdown, but they didn't allow a field goal. Let's see if they can earn a touchdown to take the lead here. But at least like to tie things up with a field goal of their own. It's going to start back here around the 15-yard line. A long way to go.
And again, this we were talking about a little bit earlier. Do they go for the attack or do they try to run it? But it looks like they're going to start with a short play there. No gain on the play. But you kind of see that instead of opting for that first run play, they look for the Durham. No success, but we'll have to see if they start on the second down.
Okay. Looks like another run. He keeps finding these pockets in the defense. It's not amounted to a ton of yardage, but I mean, every little bit helps here. Now 3rd and 8. Probably going to go for the pass play this time.
Yeah, so they definitely want to move it up. They have to get that first down. It looks like they're waiting, trying to see if they can find an open receiver. They're going to take it off.
Is that good?
It was good.
Wow, barely on the edge, just inches in the field there on the outside.
Smart play there to move the quarterback to the left, so it gets the camera following them there, have that defender on the right, and then making that throw.
Yeah, a little bit of, he does it again here, kind of. Same concept, run to the left, throw to the right. Have to see if New Bern at B starts to catch on to this strategy and maybe add some more defenders on that right side. Tries to go straight for the first down and just runs through 2 defenders.
Truck stick used to the max to get that first down. Love to see it. They're going to go for another quick play. They're lining them up. So they drop back a little bit, looking for that defender. Vines again on that right side, but this time they can stay in bound. They're moving up. Great shoot to find a couple extra yards.
Unbelievable stuff. So these guys are clearly using the juke stick and the truck stick. So for people that don't play this game, can you kind of explain what some of those functionalities are as after this play here?
He gets right past him. He's able to power through once again, finds the end zone, and unfortunately it is going straight into great plays. We'll try to find some exploration time, but he's going for the 2-point conversion. Able to power through and gets it.
No, this was a touchdown. So it looked like he ran in the end zone, but he was like 5 inches short. But yes, finally they do convert it. And I love a little dance in celebration here. But yeah, talk about the juke stick and the truck stick.
So the person says hold that in the game, but of course you're wanting to hit the buttons, the juke and the truck, get, juke, get past the truck, great play coming out of South Carolina, utilizing those extra skills in the game that we haven't seen too much yet.
For sure. And there's a lot of skill in these games. It's a lot of decision making, but also skill in the running. I think the decision making is probably the biggest part, though. Deciding when to run it, when to throw it. So far, great offense from both sides, and looks like New Bern B having their best chance at a potential another score here.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing a lot, different skills from both these players. You kind of see more safe utilization coming out of the Alabama player here, kind of finding that safe throw. But really well to move it up. They are going to look for the run play here. They're going to find a couple of yards and then run it out of bounds.
5 yards is great in this position. From the first down, you've still got 3 more downs to find the other 5 yards. So long as they don't get sacked here, have a great chance of a first down. If you're on the defensive side, you're going to start reading these plays, though. It feels like both sides really having trouble reading what play the opponent's going for, and offense have had no issues getting down the field.
great little throw there. Going to be able to find the first down. And again, assuming they use the different skills there, are you going to go for just kind of the small play, get out of bounds, get right into the next play, or do you want to kind of get into the mix of things and just kind of force your way through? And so seeing these two different skills from the two different players at the same school, it's kind of cool to see that even though, they may be playing together often, they're able to mix up their play styles.
They're probably learning from each other as well, because I'm seeing some similar strategies employed on both sides as well. Let's see how Alabama chooses to play this one. Another 1st and 10. Taking their time on the snap, finds an open target. It's going to land just short of the first down.
Great pass there, able to find an open receiver. 2nd and 1, should be able to move it up here a little bit, but once again, both these teams are just, powering through the offense.
In the last game that we watched, we saw so many blitzes, so many sacks. This time, not a single sack. All yardage has been forward, none backwards. So we'll have to see if the defense improves as this game goes on, but it looks like they should force their way into that first down. They do find it, and they continue to move up the field.
Yeah, great little use of skill there. Able to find the first down, that's all they needed, just the 1 yard, able to move the pylons up. So we'll have to see which defensive player the South Carolina player decides to go for here, because, right now, as quickly as both these teams are moving up, it looks like whoever does have a little bit of the edge on defense will be able to pull away with it.
I have to agree with you. Games like this are going to be won by the side that employs better defense. And this is just looking like it's inevitable that this eventually finds the end zone. I mean, they're having no trouble progressing up the field. Sure, it's been a little slow along the way and taking a lot of plays to get there, but it doesn't matter if you keep finding these first downs.
Yeah, and we are early into the game, into the 2nd quarter. They don't have to make those big flash plays just yet. They just have to move it up, and as you said, they just have to get those touchdowns, and they're doing a very successful job of it so far. Ooh, great juke there, able to find the first down. Looks like the defensive control player from South Carolina did get a little bit juked out there. So great play by Alabama moving it up. So they're going to see if they can get a quick start to the next play on the first down.
Here we go. Pass goes out, it's good, and another first down. This has been such an easy traversal across the field for Alabama. Now only 4 yards before they can score the touchdown.
Yep. Fake pass, a couple of yards there. Still 2nd and goal. Again, doesn't need the big cross play. The shoot deal can move it into the end zone with a lot of time to here, but can Weaver and B get the stop in the red zone, so they're going to go. Nope, looks like Weaver and A is going to be able to find a small lane there to get through, gets that touchdown.
It's, like I said, it felt like it was inevitable, right? I mean, they just made progress down the field. It did not look difficult whatsoever. They got a little fancy with a couple tricks here and there. I wasn't a big fan of the 2-yard pass. Just because it looked like it was a little extra. Maybe didn't have to go for all that, but it doesn't matter if you get the score at the end of the day. That's what matters. As we see another field goal go. And by the way, we did just hear from production that the left side, where it says Kearns B, should be Newbern A, and the right side says Kearns A should be Newbern B. So I know a little bit. You got to pay a little bit of extra attention here, but Newbern A on the left, Newbern B on the right.
And another kickoff here. Again, we're just seeing very good offensive plays from both teams. So again, though, we are going to see South Carolina taking the ball. They are going to decide to run it, but a great stop coming out of Alabama right at the beginning there.
Yeah, I think they're only on about the 15-yard line, so it's going to be another long traversal down the field. But so far, these teams have shown that they can certainly make it happen. But it's now South Carolina or Newbern B that's kind of getting put to the test here. Can they progress across the field as easily as we saw with opposition?
They're going to start out. Looks like they're going to go for a passing play on that pass the clock going down a bit right before they're going to make.
Oh,
very close by Newbern B to get that interception. They were able to stop the passing play there, so it was going to be 2nd and 10.
Okay, noticing with this player taking their time a little bit more on offense, and wow, great pass there. Get at least 4 yards, so now 3rd and 6, but this is a crucial play right now.
be able to drop back enough. Not too much pressure, so they're waiting. But
you got to throw it.
Just as I said that, the whole entire defensive line just starts swarming on the quarterback there, unable to find the open receiver, but was able to run it just enough so they were able to take a big loss.
This is risky. They're going for it. Only 6 yards to go, but it's going to be a bad place to turn over. And he gets the throw and catches it. Huge clutch play to maintain possession and get the first down.
That's what we'd like to see on those 4th down plays. You saw the aggressive leader coming up and make sure that they could make that catch there. Right on the dime to the receiver. They're going to start off the running play here. We got just a couple of yards.
Good defense there. Haven't seen a lot of great defensive plays, but that was one of the better ones. Trying to stop it short, force them to earn these yards. Looks like another quick offensive play and a short pass to just a few yards in front of the QB. I don't know if I like that. That's a little risky, isn't it?
A little bit risky, but with the clear injury on the coach that you don't want the quarterback to get hit, so they can try to get the ball off of them, improve that receiver so that they can stay healthy throughout the game. Could have been a good play just for that alone, but looks like they are going to start it back up again. 3rd and 7. And they get the first one.
That's a good point. I wonder if he intended to pass it further down the field, though. And it looks like a run coming out. That was the correct play. Finds the first down. And looks like they're making progress. Slow but steady.
Again, this is what we see now. The opposition as well. You find those small little plays. Small little truly going to pick up 4 on that first down. 2nd and 6. Again, they have really good choosing the place there.
It does feel like maybe these two players have played against each other enough and maybe both play very fast. Great dive there to get across the first-yard line and we're going to turn out as well.
Mid-quarter left in the half. They stop that clock there to see. Look, now they're taking a little bit more time. They want to stop that clock. Figure out what play because they are moving into scoring position. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. He's going to drop back, see if he can find someone open. Finds the open receiver.
Jukes into the defender, though. He got to juke the other way.
Solid play from Concord. Maybe they could have got out of the open, but still just enough to get that first down.
I like the thought process, though. How do they handle this? What's the game plan to get into the end zone? It's going to be a pass off and just run right through the center. They are having no resistance from the side of the defense.
They're finding those open lanes. They're able to move through it. 2nd and 2 before they get into that red zone. Take the time out so they can slow down the clock a little bit. See if they can find that perfect play to get the position.
Feels like it's inevitable at this point. How do they find it? Looks like there's an open pocket here, but does get shoved out of bounds. 3rd and 2 now. They really didn't make much progress on that.
We see the players on the screen going at it a little bit, but we'll have to see what the players behind the controllers are able to do. 32nd and final play for the touchdown, or at least the first down.
Very interesting formation here. Runs into his own player. It's going to slow down the QB a little bit. Carly has to go for the pass at this point, but no, throws it out for the incomplete. But he was about to get sacked, so maybe that is the correct play. Does he go for a field goal to tie it up, or does he go for it all? Looks like he's going for it all.
Going for it all, and these are the players, they want to make the big plays. They're coming out. He's going to drop back a little bit. Can he find the pass there? He looks like he's going to run it out. Doesn't need it exactly.
Oh!
He's able to get the first down.
Wait, did he get the first down? He did. Oh, you're right. I was thinking it had to go to the end zone, but you're right. I mean, why would you risk that much extra distance when you can just get the first down and get another shot at it? And he's just going to run it straight in. Nowhere to be found is a defender. Great offensive drive from both teams back to back.
Yes, and there, look for that 4th and 2, is able to pick up the 2, got that first down, and then it's like, oh, I'm not going to take any time. Gets the touchdown right away, and is going to, take back the lead.
Yeah, 3-point lead here. Can make it 4. Looks like it's going to be perfectly lined up for the extra point. So if you're on the side of New Bern A, left side of the screen here, they've got to now be more aggressive. They can't just go for a field goal. They want to get to that end zone so they can steal the lead back. 3 points is not going to be enough.
Right, and again, we're talking about the defense being key in that first stoppage from the side of South Carolina. It's proving to be the breaking point right now in the game. Both teams have shown great offensive drives, but that one stop to force the field goal at the very beginning has been the deciding factor so far in this first half.
So now, however, this far in the game, we've kind of seen how both teams play offense. We've seen how they play defense. If both teams have weak defenses, then now the meta has shifted to where whoever can score on their offensive drives faster should accumulate points more before the end of the game, right? So I'm curious to see if the strategy shifts on these offensive drives to be a little bit more aggressive, because the defense has not really proven to be a factor.
Right, and if it does turn out that way, this can be favoring South Carolina. So we'll move on the side of Alabama decide to make any changes where they go for defensive plays. And we were talking about defensive plays, and great coming out of
That's huge, yeah. Still just 1 yard. They're down as well, so that's 2 chances. If they choose to take the risk on fourth, which I've started to notice a lot of these high school, they don't like to punt the ball. They want to keep going for it, and I kind of respect that. Sometimes it's worth the risk, but at some point they're going to be punished for that.
And 3rd and 1, they're going to drop back and look for the pass. They're going to find it, and once again, just some great offensive plays coming out, and they're going to move it up a little bit. 14 seconds, but as we saw in our last game, you can have 14 seconds and get a touchdown right off of it. So we'll have to see what either decides to do here. They're going to drop back. It looks like they're going to use a little bit of the clock. Stay in first. Once again, shaking for them, making it a little bit hard to get the snap off. But once again, just finding another great throw, going to run it out of bounds to stop that game clock and see if they can find a way to get a touchdown before the half ends.
Massive to only burn 4 seconds off the clock, but if they keep at that pace, 4 seconds for 9 yards, they're not going to make it to the end zone before it hits 0. So you got to see even better clock usage on the rest of this offensive drive if they want to score before halftime. And when he gets taken down, immediate timeout. Love that. That's going to pause the clock once again. They got the first down, but 6 seconds is not a lot of time.
Yep, 6 seconds, no timeouts remaining this half, so they do have to make this play count here. So we have to see, will they be able to make it count, or, will Bluebird be able to get that good defensive stop, or can they at least get in the field goal range?
This play right here, very consequential. Looks like the fake run into the pass, but it's going down, incomplete. 2 seconds. It's got to be right here, right now, if they're going to get back into the lead.
Yep. So it actually looks like they may be looking to stop a field goal here. So it looks like they may be thinking that that's going to be set up by the Yep. 1 point, if they can get this field goal, make it a 1-point game, they are in a better position than the 4 points there. It looks like.
Oh. Is it good?
Just short. It was on target, just short of making it through there. And very big half coming out of Bluebird. They are still the lead by 4 points there. Very good defensive plays by them, and just enough of those defensive stops to keep it.
We saw those South Carolina fans going wild when they saw that ball not quite make it across. And so far, feels like South Carolina, we see a little bit of an onside kick here. I don't know if that was the play.
I feel like this is only something that would be done between 2 schools playing each other. They're going at it as hard as possible. And, South Carolina coming out on the lead and getting the ball to start the half, and now in great field position.
Yeah, this is a great setup here. South Carolina must feel very good about this. Newburgh B representing them. It's taken down 2nd and 4, so great early start to their drive as well.
Starting close to that 50-yard line, and you could pass it at the beginning of the half of the ball is probably one of the best things you could ask for in this game here.
Yes.
They're making it count with these first 2 drives.
Oh.
They're going to pick up the first down, got past 2 defenders.
Got a few extra yards, you could argue, maybe didn't deserve there, as the defense getting caught sleeping a little bit. And now just opting, 3 yards at a time. Eventually that's going to find the end zone. It seems to be the thought process here, but maybe they switch up the game plan. Defense doing a good job to keeping the damage minimal, at least in that play. Another run being thrown out. He just said, I'm just going to get to this end zone 3 yards at a time, and that looks like it might work out.
Yeah, he's finding those runs through the middle there. If it's working, he might keep going for it. 3rd and 4, can they find the first down?
you're on the other side and you're on defense, you gotta think like, okay, is he really gonna go for it again? A little bit of a mind game perhaps being played here. It looks like a pass play might be considered for this one. 3rd and 4, and he's gonna find the open runner in a very aggressive line there, and it's very close to the throw. Once again,
first and goal. Goes for the quick play, so the defense gets up too fast. Once again, runs it straight through the middle, and touchdown, Newburn.
That had to be by a matter of inches. And I love the celebration from the players. Huge lead now, 10 points. Back against the wall for the side of Newburn A. Gotta have an answer here. You gotta think that, I mean, down by 11, you gotta get at least 2 touchdowns to come back. Even a touchdown and an extra point. Wait, the extra point's not good. He hits the upright.
I'm not sure if you saw it, but we did see the directional stick just kind of moving back and forth there. It looks like they might be having a little bit of fun with it, with how they've been playing. Maybe they're just, you know, taking a little bit too, they're waiting a little bit, taking as much time as they maybe see it wiggling around there. But they are going to be able to get this one kick off to start Alabama's first offensive drive. And instead of taking that, you know, fair catch in the end zone, they're going to try to run it up a bit. Not able to find much success, but they should start with pretty good finishes.
Missing that extra point's actually a pretty big deal if you look at it, because now a touchdown, an extra point, and a field goal all of a sudden ties it up. Whereas if it's an 11-point lead, you kind of need 2 touchdowns to get into the lead. So South Carolina, we'll have to see if that missed point play there is going to come back to bite them in the end. But for now, work is cut out for Newburn A. And we'll start on offense.
We're going to go ahead and gain a 2 there. We got it all right, but we're going to find 2 yards on that play. Again, opting for the quick play, so defense can't set up 2 quick. And we're going to see if we can get another play up to the yard. This time they are able to find it.
Both these teams doing such a good job of just finding an open target and getting first down so consistently. We saw it was a struggle to find first downs in the first game that we watched. Both teams are playing great defense, but these players playing pretty fast, finding openings very quickly, and having no issues advancing down the field.
Yeah, and again, who had those defensive plays in this game that kind of turned the tide? You know, it really sucked on who's performing just those niche defensive plays enough to keep them in the lead. Although Alabama, you know, they find this touchdown, and as you said, you know, get the stop on them. That's a good take the lead here.
Get another first down and stop the clock in the process. It's got to be the strategy here. If you're down by this much, you got to min-max it, right? That means get the maximum amount of value for the minimum amount of time. Nice little juke there to miss 1 defender, but unfortunately finds 2 more, and that's only a 1-yard advancement from that play.
1 yard. At least they're picking up a little bit of yardage there instead of losing 7. That's what they need. They just got to keep moving it up. But again, in the second half, you don't have the most amount of time. You have to kind of start finding those plays that come up the field. That stadium, of course, is going crazy, but they're able to find.
Ooh. Great run there. Another first down. These runs have been very effective.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. They are able to find that one play that gets them up the field there. That's what they need. Runs it out of bounds, stops the clock so they can kind of set up for the next play.
Okay. Alabama needs this. They kind of need it quick. Like you said, time is of the essence. Already majority of the way through the 3rd quarter. 7-minute quarters here in our setup. Gotta imagine they want to get this goal as quickly as possible.
Clock going down. Same plus poking out there a little bit, but great throw. Mecklenburg A is going to find another first down, and you're talking about the min-maxing. They're starting to show.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of it. I was a little bit worried about that player. It looked like 3 players kind of ran into him at the same time. That one cannot feel good. Look at the way this man goes down. Oh,
yeah, unfortunately, the wide receiver team are picking up severe on that right leg, so it has to be a little bit careful. You don't want to lose a great receiver for your team if possible, so we'll have to see what they decide to do on the next play.
Ball shaking, like you said, and pass off not successful this time. Finally, a play that loses yards. I think that might be the first time we've seen that so far this game, as they're going to get a 2-yard sack.
Again, these are where the big defensive plays are going to start happening. We have to see them window it left going forward, but still a good field position for Newburgh.
Let's go here. It's like another pass off, so it didn't work the first time. They said, let's try it again, and they're going to pick up some yards. Now only 6 to go on 3rd down, but you got to feel like if South Carolina can stop this run here, this could be a potential game-winning play. So it's so important for Newburgh A on the left side here to get this score, and if they're stopped, you can kind of feel the walls closing in on their chances to win this one.
Yeah, we're seeing their defense pulling out their clock a little bit. They want to slow down the game because they want to get the stop here. Stadium pulse shaking, so we'll see if they can get the snap off and make it successful. 8 seconds left on the game clock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see the snap here. They opt for a run and try to lateral it.
This is not good. That is not good. Oh my God. I don't know if I agree with the decision to go for the lateral there. They needed to probably just go for a throw. Most of the throws have been good. Why are they going for runs on this?
It's a little bit of a, trying to go for that little bit of a tricky play, but now 4th and 30, they're in the 4th quarter. Do they just go for it? Do they opt to, get a punt off, or do they just try to go for it? At this point, I would say you might just have to go for it to try to get back in the game with how well Newburgh B has been on offense.
That's a great point. You got to feel like if the ball switches hands, it's probably a score. So they're going to go for the big play. These offensive linemen are doing a good job to keep the QB safe, but it's just too many yards. Wait, they did get the first down. Or did it just flip?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So we were going to look at the positive from that play there. Able to get the throw off, which means that they're not going to be starting in the best field position and back kind of on that 25.
Right.
So kind of a more normalized, start here. But great sack coming out. We're talking about defensive plays. We've seen them on both sides, but for Alabama, that is huge.
That was massive. You saw the sack indicator come up. Now that's 3 sacks for the side of Alabama, 0 for South Carolina. And with their 2nd down, will earn back some yardage, but still 13 to go.
3rd and 13, not the worst with how we've seen them playing, but what you want to see on the Newburgh is you want to make sure you can get the stop here. They have seen some more defensive plays coming out, but can they get the stop?
He sees an opening, he's just going to run it, and it's definitely a 1st down, runs right out, going to make sure he doesn't get hit. Like you said, injuries can start to play a factor here. You want to keep that QB safe. If Dalton gets tackled, they'll get tackled.
We're going to go for another quick play. You see a defensive lineman moving up a little bit there, and we are going to get the head off. Great read on your age.
That's a big one. But still, 2nd and 8. You've seen how effective Newburgh B is at progressing down this field. Will they continue to have that success? Looks like a short pass. It's good, and we will get some yards. But that was so close to a bad situation, wasn't it?
That was a roller coaster. First I was getting sacked, short little throw off, but they was able to zigzag and pick up a couple more yards. 3rd and 3. We're going to see the snap here in a couple of seconds and see if they can pick up that 1st down.
Expecting a long throw to the right here. Might do that camera play that we saw them employ in the 1st quarter, but they let the clock run out. It's going to be a delay of game, 5-yard penalty. Maybe stop to answer the door there. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Can't see too much of utilization in running the play clock all the way down and picking up a couple yards there. You're losing about a second at most if you decide to snap it. So we're going to see a little bit of a longer play. But they have had success on the throws, just like this, able to find the 1st down. Can't get the juke, but that's all they do.
Not punished for the delay of game. Immediately find that 1st down. Anyways, you had to worry what happened. Maybe little brother walked in the room, had to kick him out of the room, and picks the sticks right back up and gets right back on this offensive pressure. And got to start to feel like New Bern A's chance to get back in this one are dwindling, because if this goes into the end zone with 3 minutes on the clock, it could just be over.
Yep, and we're going to see no success on that run. They're actually losing a yard, so a good stop coming out of New Bern A. But again, you know, we're 3 minutes left into the fourth quarter. South Carolina up by 10. This is exactly the position they want to be in at the moment.
They can burn a lot of time off the clock here. Let's see if that is the strategy employed. They are burning at least a little bit of time off, and every time they run it, it means the clock will still remain active. We'll probably see a lot of that here during this drive.
Yeah, again, if you saw that clock moving forward, we do have acceleration on it, so it does help them out even more in these situations. So we're going to see a drop back. The throw is going to be completed, and they are juking to find the first down.
Wait, it's a fumble. Oh my God, the ball will be back in New Bern A's hands, and we were just saying how if New Bern B got that touchdown, it was probably curtains, right? But all of a sudden, the tide has changed, pun intended this time, and now they have a chance to get back on the board.
But they are able to find the juke and slides into it, not going to take that damage and gets the timeout to stop the clock. And as we saw in our last game, they can score in a matter of seconds. They definitely have the ability to bring this game back.
This is not over yet, Chris. Got a lot of field to cover, though. Gonna go for some longer plays. I think they gotta take the risk. The Hail Mary pass, it's good. Oh my God, how many yards was that touchdown? That was unbelievable.
And that's just what we were talking about. A matter of seconds there, able to find that play. They're gonna go ahead and bring it up. They're looking for the extra point here. Nothing too fancy. As you said, all they needed was a touchdown if they get to tie it up. But with plays like that, they can definitely bring it back. So it looks like they're going for, oh, nope, so it looks like they are going to stop. You know, we saw that onside kick. Will we see it again? It wasn't too successful the first time, but another timeout. So they are running through some timeouts here right now.
Some interesting decisions being made here. You got to think as well, in that previous drive from South Carolina or New Bern B, they could have burned more time off the clock, because now with 2 minutes on the clock, they don't have as much, like they could have forced themselves to be in a good position. As we see another onside kick, and it's going to be a pretty short drive now for the side of South Carolina.
Yeah, and again, maybe some of those mind games with the timeouts, but a little bit unsuccessful. New Bern B able to pick it up once again in great field position. So are they going to be able to run out the clock enough to pick up the win, or are they going to be forced to get that touchdown here? They're going to see a running play to start it off, and they are going to lose 1 yard on that play.
This is so interesting. I feel like there's also a psychological dynamic. Like, clock play is kind of thought of as quote-unquote lame to some people. So if you're playing against your buddy, you know, he's going to rib you if you play the clock too much. So maybe that's why they're playing faster. But now, so he's like, okay, yeah, I didn't play the clock before, but now with the win on the line, I'm definitely down to play the clock. I agree with this.
Yeah, and again, nothing wrong with this. You definitely taking the win is going to be a lot better than saying, oh, you ran out the clock. We're going to see it coming down a little bit here. 2nd and 11, will they go for a big play, or are they just going to kind of run it out here? Did we get the snap at the last second of the play clock? Looks like we're going to find a couple of yards, 4 yards on that play. 3rd and 7, you know, probably not too big of a deal.
All 30 seconds to be used as well. Why would you do anything else? You got to slowly close that door. It's going to show the play a bit here, and they do snap it a little early, but it's going to pay for it with the sack, and they're going to lose a lot of yards, but that clock is still dwindling.
Yeah, 4th and 21. Again, you know, last time we saw the offensive plays coming out towards the end. This time we're seeing the defensive plays coming out towards the very end. So a little bit of a coin flip on these games, but can they get the first down here?
4th and 21. I mean, you don't want to turn the ball over here. This is very risky. What's he going to do for it? Looks like he's not going to run it. He's deciding where to throw the ball. We're seeing some more hesitation. You got to push a button here. Oh my God. Is it X? He's going to go for B now, maybe because B's wide open. No. Is he waiting long enough that now he's just going to run it? He's just burning time. Oh, this is just a complete time play.
Are
you kidding me? What am I watching right now?
And this goes back into he made the best out of a bad situation. Couldn't find a receiver, but is able to cover enough yardage to where he is not in the worst field position on defense. Yes. Starting with this next play, 11 seconds, but we did see that great play out of Newburn A to get them the touchdown, to get the 17 points in just a couple of seconds, a little bit earlier. So can they get another miracle play?
If we've learned anything, the game's not over yet. 5 seconds on the clock. You gotta feel like this is it right here, right now. Does Newburn A have what it takes to turn the tide of this game in the closing moments?
Dropping back.
Oh!
Big throw.
This has gotta be a catch. Oh, and it goes down. It could have been the miraculous save that they needed to close it out. Another extremely exciting game to watch.
Yeah, and once again, we saw, very good offensive plays starting out from both players, moving into those defensives. Unfortunately for Newburn A, just not able to quite pull it out at the end, but congratulations to Newburn B. Great game played by them in the end.
Very impressive stuff, and this probably just adds to the rivalry between these two players that I have to imagine they play a lot against each other. So no surprise that it's only a 3-point game in the end, but we're going to move on from college football. That was some fantastic action. Cannot wait to see how these teams do throughout the rest of the season, but we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to go to Overwatch 2, but before we get into Overwatch, we're going to go to a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Hello and welcome back to the Week 1 recap of the VESL season. Once again, this is Eli and Chris, a.k.a. Party Foul. And we saw some amazing college football games that we just got to witness. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard as well for college football in general. Which teams were winning in Week 1 right now? Obviously, with just 1 week under our belt, it's going to be mostly a big tie at the top. So who has won their first game so far? We got Northside Onslow B, Southwest Edgecombe, JP Knapp, New Bern, Northside Onslow A and B both winning their first match. So that school is going to be one to look out for. We got NC Virtual Academy and Riverside Durham. So a little bit of a tie at the top. Does this surprise you at all for any of these names that you see?
No, it looks like everyone is, coming out swinging here, picking up those first wins, and a couple of losses out there. But again, as you said, it's only week 1, nothing to fret about if you didn't pick up the lead. But again, we'll have to see how these leaderboards change in the coming weeks here for college football.
Yeah, this will be a regular thing, so we'll keep an eye on who's winning and who's not. And, only a handful of teams are going to get to advance to the LAN tournaments. So at the end of the season, we're going to be taking the top set of players and then getting them out to a LAN tournament to play on LAN against each other. And that's when things start to get really serious. But right now, these are really important. You've got to qualify to even get to that place in the first place. So if you lost your first week's round, it's not over yet, but you got to start getting some dubs on the board and come back in the season.
Right. And it's going to be really cool to see how these players evolve through the season. We've seen some games with really good defense, some games with really good offense, but we want to see them merge, see how they can play both defense and offense in the games, and that's really what's going to lead a lot of these players to states. For
sure. There's a lot of different skills that master. Make sure you guys are watching Trini's educational series about how to be better at college football. He's going to help you guys get there. If you're really strong on offense, but maybe your defense needs a little bit of work, he's working on the defense video right now. So keep a look out for those. But like we said before, we will start transitioning into Overwatch 2 now. And fortunately, our friend Chris here has played the game a fair bit. So I'm going to be leaning on him a bit to ask him some questions as we get into it. But we've got some good matchups. We got Cabarrus versus New Bern is going to be the first match that we show you guys. All right, so getting into it, looks like all of our competitors loaded in, getting ready, and as I understand at the beginning here, there's just kind of feeling it out, seeing what the other team picked for their characters, and maybe starting to formulate a game plan.
Yeah, and it's, kind of a really big, important part. What heroes do you want to pick is going to be really important when you're picking those team compositions. We do have the meta characters, but sometimes you can have specific characters that you're really good with that may be able to turn the tide of the game here. So we are going to see a little bit of an overshot of Ilios here while we are waiting for that game clock to count down for the game to start. And again, we are starting, so they are going to have to capture the point and get that percentage up there. We do see a Sigma jumping over here, so we see a little bit of the compositions finally starting to come out. So we'll have to see what they decide to pick. We do see some Junker Queens, some Junkrats as well. We do see the support there kind of going a little bit back and forth for Cabarrus Early College, but it looks like they have been able to choose out the composition they want, and it looks very similar to the one on New Bern as well.
Okay, yeah, it looks like both teams forming a very similar composition here. And for anyone that's maybe a little bit less familiar with Overwatch, what's the objective here for this game?
Yeah, so as you see, they're going to get into this point here, and once it unlocks, you have to have your team on it with no opposition to start progressing those percentages on the side. You want to get it to 100, so we're going to see the teams battling out here, but that's not unlocked yet, so you don't want to lose anyone just yet, but we do see them fighting over control, and we do see Cabarrus able to get the first capture there, so they are going to start that ticking up, and they're going to want to be able to stay on it. As long as they have someone on it, they're going to be able to go out here. We do see some very good DPS coming out of the players there. Junkrat making sure he boots everyone off and is hitting those mines onto everybody, but they are going to start jumping in there. We do see the edge of the map is everyone's mortal enemy. They are going to be able to get it out. We do see Cabarrus, but still very good holding onto the edge there. They are going to get a couple of kills and force off Newbern, so they are going to get some very good percentage based off of that. And wow, they're keeping them fully off of it there. They can't even really get out of their spawn area, so right now they're doing a very good job of, you know, defending that point, but also having enough offense to keep them on there. Again, just kind of setting up that shield so no projectiles can get through it, and just kind of keeping them on their side so they can't get on the point.
Cabarrus looking very strong early here, already about 50% of the way down, and like you said, just keeping them trapped. There's no way for them to even get close to this point where the person capturing the points is kind of just chilling right now. And love to see the offensive effort. We saw that player fall off the map, and while these players have a lot of cool abilities, one of them is not swimming, unfortunately.
Yeah, and great hook there by the Rohog to finally get that Junkrat off of the map. We do see, though, on the side of Cabarrus, they do have two of the ultimates there, so they are looking at it. We do see Sigma finally using it. He's going to pull them up and pull them down. Wow. Great kill there. So again, they have not been forced off of the point, so they just keeps ticking up. Only 20% left until they can take this. Again, we see the Rip Tire still hasn't been used yet. Will he have to use it or not? Another great hook, though, but he's able to live. And great job by them. Again, they're at the 90%. Will Newbern be able to force him off or not? We haven't seen it yet. There's the Rip Tire. They're going to get out. Can he find anyone with it? Is able to pick up the kill. That's exactly what they needed there. It looks like they're going to be able to get to 100, but over time, as long as Newbern has someone on it, they will be able to keep it from reaching 100. So right now, we do see Cabarrus trying to force them off. They are able to get a couple kills, but it is the same amount of people on that point. They're trying their best. The ultimate coming up right as they get eliminated, and it looks like they will be able to force that first objective.
So impressive. I mean, it did not look like they were even contested at all throughout that capture. One thing I noticed from Newbern is their tank player having a little bit of a hard time. I mean, if he's dying early, that means the DPS and healers are going to be focused a bit more. They're going to go down easier. So I'd like to see the tank players step up a little bit here and just get in the face of Cabarrus so that their DPS players can do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, and with that Roadhog, you really have to hit those hooks and get the kill off of those hook pulls, or else he's not going to be able to get forced in a little bit. You know, he is very tanky, does have the heal, but, you know, unless you can get that hook, get that kill, and then move in with the superior numbers, it's not going to matter too much. So, just like we saw that Junkrat able to live off of that hook means the DPS really needs to have faith in their tank on the hooks and get that kill right after it.
Okay, so point is moving. Can Newbern answer back? Looks like all the ultimates back on charge. So a little bit of feeling each other out here in the early goings of the next point.
If we do see the high ground being used here, they are going to be able to take a little bit of damage, and, you know, they are getting some of this off. We do see this Sinatra here, and is kind of staying out, and we do have a little bit of damage coming out, so they're trying to give a little bit of flank, but they are going to get found out. Looks like they'd get in, but are going to get taken down. Again, we do see contesting on the point, so no one has been able to take it just yet. Both of the teams just kind of trying to get that first kill. We do see it fall down the well, unfortunately. Again, unable to swim and unable to climb, being the mortal enemy of both teams, but some great damage coming out of Cabarrus here. They are able to keep that Sinatra to back off there. And can they find the first kill, though? You know, Newbern doing a much better job of contesting the point, but looks like Newbern might be able to take it here almost fully charged up, but they are going to get forced off. So, you know, great job. You know, Newbern able to find some kills, so they're going to be able to force them off, and they're going to take their first bit of progression for this series.
Honestly impressed by the way both teams have approached this. You know, going straight into the point in the middle of the plaza is a bit risky, right? So you want to make sure you clear a little bit of space, you know, get some kills, make sure that it's safe before you set foot in it. And now New Bern accumulating a lot of good time here and playing great defense from the plaza.
Yep, portals are getting set up here so they can have control over the point. They are doing a good job of forcing them off. We do see some damage coming out. Great pickups here, but they're going to have a little bit of pressure from the side of Cabarrus Early College. Taking out some of those turrets. Can they get any more damage done? They have to be a little bit careful here. Both sides taking some damage on their DPS and healers, but we do see their Rissa coming out for that shield and some great kills from both sides.
Looks like a very nice snipe there from that player from Cabarrus. Catches Okijeks.
Riptire coming out. Can they find some kills? Triple kill from the ultimate of the Junkrat. That's exactly what they needed there.
That's huge. All of a sudden, the tide has switched. Now, what can they do with this opening? Well, these players are coming off respawn. They're already back in the mix.
Once again, we do see a couple ultimates out of Cabarrus, so they do have this up, but 4 on the side of New Bern. If they can, you know, utilize these well, they should be able to get back into the lead. So they've got to find a time to use them correctly. They are going to find a couple of damage here. We do see the ultimate coming out of the Orisa, but it's going to be countered, and they are going to find some kills here. Will they be able to continue going forward? And again, the 4 ultimates have not been used on the side of New Bern. A great ultimate from the Orisa is going to allow them to continue to get some progression on that point there. We do see the ultimate here charged up, but you know, again, can New Bern come out? They need to find a time and use that communication so that they can sync their ultimates together and then find a way to get back on that point.
I know a lot of this has to do with ultimate synergy, you know, using your ultimates together at the right times. We see an insane team fight go out, so much action going across both teams. Looks like a couple players get weak and have to exit the arena. And now, all of a sudden, Cabarrus about to take the lead on this point as well.
Yeah, and we saw the ultimates come out. Unfortunately, they weren't able to really come off the hook. It's not on the tank. That's not who you want to be pulling into your team if possible. We're seeing the Anna are come out here and trying to, you know, get some heals, but that Junkrat is just doing so much damage on the side of Cabarrus. So doing a really good job of just holding it down for their team to make sure that they're able to get kills. They're coming out here. A boop into the whale is a good job. They might be able to find some control here of the game. We do see a lot of damage coming out, but still, they're able to hold on to it just enough that they're able to get some more progression.
I'm seeing some very impressive movement on both sides, and players getting forced into that well. Like you said, you throw them right into the drink, but it is now New Bern back in control of the point. 90% though for Cabarrus, so they've got to hold strong here. If Cabarrus even get a hold of it for just about 20 seconds, it'll probably go to them.
Yeah, and we do see 3 ultimates on the side of Cabarrus, so we'll have to see how they utilize them here as well. Looks like they're trying to get up there. Rissa trying to get into that side there, but really good defense from the side of New Bern to keep control of that point. Looks like they are going to find a lot of damage there, but can they follow up on it? Not just yet. We do see them going in. We do see the hook into the whale. That is what you love to see from the Roadhog, but and again, the Riptire comes out. They're trying to find some DPS, and they are able to find 2 kills off of that Riptire. Is going to assist them, so it looks like they're able to find their way onto the point. But again, 99% for New Bern here. They just have to hold on just a little bit longer to pull off this objective.
Need to get Cabarrus out of the point to get this last second.
3 kills for the side of New Bern onto the 4th. They just have to get the Sarissa off of it. Sarissa trying to do their best to stay on it while their teammates come up, but they're all still dead. We do see the Tracer coming up to try to get there as quick as possible, but they are able to find the kill, and that will be 1-1.
That's huge for New Bern to tie it up, and wow, that was a clutch one.
Yeah. The Rissa doing their best to try to stay on that point, and we even saw the switch to the Tracer to try to get back to the point as quick as possible, but great job by New Bern. They're able to find the kills at the end. On the overtime, they forced out those long death timers, and then were able to pull the objective to 1-1. So we are moving to the final objective here on Ilios.
Tied up is this game 1, and could go either way, and Cabarrus came out looking extremely strong in that first point. Didn't even allow a single percentage point, but New Bern, with a lot of tenacity, fight back and earn that second hill. Wasn't an easy one. You know, Cabarrus looked like they had a chance to cap it as well, but this one could go either way. Looks like both teams going to work in and try to get some early positioning on this next point.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they decide to play them out. There's a lot of high ground, a lot of ways to kind of get behind your opponents here. We kind of see that Lucio just kind of skating around the whole place. Is going to get taken out at the end, though, but you know, they could have used that time to get some information for their team, so we do see some damage coming out from the side of New Bern High here, and of course the points don't unlock automatically, so they can still fight over who gets control of it, but it does look like Cabarrus is going to start that progression up there. Will they be able to get the cap on it? They are able to get the cap, so they are going to start getting that progression meter freaking up, and they are going to find some damage coming out, but great job from Cabarrus actually just to keep it going here. They are unable to find any kills on the side of New Bern, and they are actually going to start falling 2 kills there for the side of Cabarrus. Is going to allow them to continue to keep control at this point.
Getting 2 kills while you already have control is such a big deal. New Bern playing from behind in a big way, and look at the damage coming out from Cabarrus, and now feeling confidently pushing forward to keep these players in their spawn. If he can get another kill here while they're coming out of spawn, but maybe overextended there, and now what felt like a huge advantage for Cabarrus could swing the other way due to some unnecessary risks out of Cabarrus.
Yeah, again, that Roadhog finding the hook, and they were able to find the damage on it, but again, they haven't really been able to move on the point. We do see the mine coming out to try to boot them out. Again, there's a lot of places to follow on this map, so they do have to be careful on the side there. But we have passed the 50% mark here, so New Bern does have to try to find a way to get in there. We did see the ult come out of Lucio to give those shields, but it's going to be countered by the Riptire. Can they find someone? They are able to find one, and that's all they need. But during all that time, New Bern was able to take control of the point.
Yeah, but for how long? Looks like actually getting a lot of kills here. Huge plays coming out of Cabarrus as multiple players go down there. I saw a 5-kill streak in the kill feed for a member of Cabarrus as well, so they have taken the point right back, and they look to close this one out in a hurry. New Bern have to make a great push here coming off spawn.
Yeah, both DPS have the ultimate up right now as well, so we could see a lot of damage coming out, but we do have 2 counter ults on the side of New Bern, so they do have to wait a little bit. Both of them are trying to find position, but you know, at this point it's almost do or die on this map for New Bern. They do have to find a way to get up and get contestation of that point. They're trying to move up, but they're not able to quite find it just yet.
Like you said, high ground so huge on this point, and you're constantly fighting uphill against players as good as Cabarrus. You're going to have a hard time. They have forced the contest, though. They have to keep it, and I don't know if it's going to last very long. Cabarrus just looking way too strong.
Yep, trying to keep someone on it, but the overtime will take out, and we will see that 100 reach for Cabarrus. So,
wow. Back
and forth games by both teams so far. We saw the first point heavily in favor of Cabarrus, and then New Bern able to take the second point. Third point, though, Cabarrus looked just as strong again.
Yeah, Cabarrus, I mean, after their opening sequence, 100-0 on that first point, and then almost taking the second one with 90%, it kind of felt like it was leaning in their side. And if you look at the slays, it was certainly on the favor of Cabarrus throughout as well. It just didn't feel like New Bern were able to get enough kills to secure parts of the map that they needed to control for each of those points.
Yeah, and we saw very good, control from that Cabarrus side. They did exactly what they needed to do. They were able to take the map 2-1, but luckily, it's not the end. We still have a couple more maps to go.
That's right. We are playing a best of 3 or a best of 5 format for this one.
It is going to be the best of 3.
Best of 3.
So we will go ahead and move on to the next map. So here we go.
Looks like we are back on Ilios. And is this the same game, or are they playing the same game type?
So it should be moved off to the second map here. It looks like they may be having a little bit of issues, going back to the same map, but we're going to go ahead and get that fixed. We do want to switch it up each time. We want to have those different game modes, because we could have a team that's really good on a specific map type, but another team may be on another one. That's why we're switching it up here. We want to see who's able to succeed on what maps and not, and we want to make sure we swap it up for them, also for everyone else's entertainment as well.
For sure, yeah. You don't want to look at the same map all the time.
Right.
You want to play different things, have different objectives. So here we go. Looks like we are into the correct game mode this time. And what's this game mode all about, Chris?
Yeah, so here it's a little bit similar, except we are going to have, instead of, stopping each time when they are able to get full control of the point, get that to 100, it will automatically move to another one. And instead of, reswapping, they'll have to move to that next point on the map. So we'll have to see how well they can hold off with each other. We're having a little bit of a fun run through of the map here to kind of see what we're looking like, see the different points of contention that we'll see out there. But again, we saw Cabarrus have really good control. This map might favor them a little bit more as well, since they will have to control the map. But from moving from point to point without that stop in between, maybe New Bern will be able to take this one.
It looks like we might have had a few character switches as well. So on some maps, maybe different champions are better than others, or maybe just didn't feel as comfortable against the composition of Cabarrus in game 1, wants to switch it up. It looks like Brock, I don't know how to say that person's name. It looks like Brock is on a new champion. Let's see how this pans out for them.
Yeah, and we're seeing the Winston come out as well, so we're kind of seeing, wanting to get there, have a tank that can really get in it, whereas the Roadhog kind of relies on getting that pick. Now we have the character that can just get right into your face. So both teams are going up again. You have to remember that it is locked at the beginning, so they can't get right on it, but if they're able to find those early kills, they should be able to get control. So we do see the Sigma as well for the tank on the side of Cabarrus, so they have switched it up a little bit from that Orisa as well in map 1. But there we go, first kill coming out from the Junkrat, so they should be able to get a little bit of control here. Both are contesting the point, and whoever can find that second kill here might be able to go, but we do see a double kill coming out of the Sigma, so they should be able to force New Bern off of the side here. A lot of damage coming out from the side of Cabarrus.
Very impressed by Cabarrus. They've just struck first in both games. So strong, coming out with all the momentum is very important in game modes like this. And like you said, this mode, it transitions from one point to the next very quickly, so it's not just about capturing this, but also being prepared and set up for the next hill as well. So that transitory period from one point to the next, going to be extremely important to look out for. But for now, Cabarrus just have full control of the map, seemingly putting New Bern back on the respawn screen on repeat.
Yeah, and they're forcing them into these little tiny walkways here, a lot of damage, so a lot of where Junkrat, with his AoE damage, if he's hitting those auto attacks there, right there, you can see the slash damage, and once again, just finding those kills with it, it's going to go ahead and use the mine to get to the high ground, but staying on there, getting a lot of damage, able to force them off. We do see New Bern finally getting onto the point there to try to get a little bit of contestation, but Cabarrus is just chasing right after those kills. This Junkrat doing a great job of staying on there and staying alive while the rest of his team goes out and goes hunting.
Very impressive projectile DPS there. It's not easy to land those shots. You got to calculate just how fast your projectile is going to move, place it in front of your opponent, and love the mine usage as well. The movement is certainly on point for these members of Cabarrus. That's why they've been so strong, already capturing the first point. And how quickly can they set up for the next one? I feel like this is the point where New Bern has a chance to come back. If they could rotate and get in position early, they could potentially make it more difficult for Cabarrus to score the next one.
Yeah, but talking about that, we did see great movement. It looks like they know exactly where to go on the map from the side of Cabarrus. They're getting there. And again, this is the big point, though. They had so much time to build up those ultimates that they're going to go into the second point with 2, 3, almost actually 4 of them will be up now. So they should have a great control of it. Will they need to use it? Not yet. They're just going to go ahead and pick up these kills without having to expend any resources.
That's very impressive. Just hold on to the ultimate. If you don't need to use it yet, why should you? So at some point, maybe if New Bern start to fight back a little bit harder, that's where we might see those ultimates come back out and Cabarrus just completely retake control of the situation. Right now, though, no ultimates up on the side of New Bern, so they've already expended all of it, and they're still not in control. That's not a good sign, Chris.
Yeah, and again, almost 5. We do see 5 ults, so we finally see 1 being used on the side. Actually, 2. They're going to go ahead and use that signal ult and slam them down and find 1 kill off of it. That's exactly what they need, but they still have 3 on the side of Cabarrus, and they're just forcing them off the point here and doing a great job of getting that damage out. We do see the hit scan coming out and doing a lot of damage there. Great kill from the side of New Bern. They're just finding so much success right now.
This just feels like such an uphill climb if you're on the side of New Bern. How do you get in? And even if you do, you got 3 more ultimates waiting for you. Cannot be a great feeling. And like you said, they're kind of funneling them into these tight doorways to get through into the point and just running out of options. You got to think if you're on the side of New Bern, you got to start coming in from multiple angles at the same time, but even if they try that, Cabarrus might take advantage.
Yeah, they're going to move to the third flashpoint here, and it is, you know, on New Bern to finally find some success. They need to, or the game will be finished for them. And look at this, just multiple kills, even moving off of that flashpoint to the next one, which means that New Bern is just going to have all the time in the world to set up here. They still have 2 ultimates, 2 very important ones, the Rip Tire, where the Junkrat has been finding so much success off of them. But on the other side, New Bern has finally charged up 3 of them. So will they be able to use those? But we see a lot of damage coming up. You're in the wrong neighborhood, buddy. And there we go, another kill. Just so well played by the side of Cabarrus. You can see the communication. You know, unfortunately we can't hear them, but you can just see it in their play right now.
Yeah, they were working so well together. How often is there a 1v1? Never, because there are so many players of Cabarrus working together in tandem and just taking out player after player. I don't know if I can recall a time that a player on Cabarrus has died this game. Have they died a single time? I don't know.
I don't either. They're just playing so well, and even if they do, they just have their teammates to cover for them. We do see the Farah coming out there to see if they can get some splash damage from the high ground there. But again, just this Sigma doing such a good job of landing those projectiles and then allowing his DPS to follow up behind him. You know, and we're seeing, you know, kind of some panic coming out of the New Bern. They're trying to find these light kills, but they're not able to really, you know, follow up as a team, whereas Cabarrus is just, you know, playing their game and playing it so successfully at the moment.
I don't think New Bern has the answer. They're just not as coordinated. DPS is a bit too strong on the side of Cabarrus. It feels like those health bars are just getting melted away time after time. Finally, a member of Cabarrus almost died. Okay, there is one dead. So Ramo does go down. Is this enough, though, with 99%? I don't think so.
The Rip Tire being used from the high ground. They're going to find the kill.
Wait.
So great with it, but we do have finally some of the flashpoint being taken by the side of New Bern, but the kills are being traded there. We still have 2 on the side of Cabarrus, so we have a little bit of time to breathe. And for New Bern, this is exactly what they want. They need to sit. They need to get control at this point. It is 2 ults to 2 ults. We do see the Ash coming out here as well, so a little bit of a change on the side of Cabarrus for that damage, moving off of that Junkrat. Will they find as much success here? They are building up, so as you said, but they're moving as a team here. They want to make sure that they don't go in one-on-one. We do see a lot of damage coming out. Will they be able to find success on it so far? And it looks like yes.
I mean, I love the way Cabarrus have approached this, but New Bern have done a great job to hold off the pressure. Cabarrus the first team to lose a player. That pick is massive. If you're already the team in the point and you're the one getting the kill, that certainly bodes well for your chances to finish the cap. And that player narrowly escapes and gets healed. Somehow L-Hound gets out with a sliver of HP. Looks like Brock is not going to have the same fate, though, as he goes down.
Yep, and those DPS are finally starting to get those kills. Will they really get him out? But great ult on the side of New Bern. They are able to find a couple of kills so that they can continue to get those points here. It looks like they should be able to take one of those flash points. Great job
99.
out of Adventurer, able to secure that flashpoint for his team.
I was writing them off, Chris. I said it does not look possible for them to score, and they just turned on the Jets at Cabarrus at the 99th percentile, and New Bern brings it all the way back to steal the point, and all of a sudden they have life in this game. If they can get control of this hill early, they could potentially tie it up in a game that Cabarrus looked to have full control of at the very beginning.
Yep, and both teams coming here, again, they'll have to jockey for position to see who can get control of that flashpoint, but we do have 2 ults on the side of Cabarrus, so they are coming to this a little bit stronger. Only one on that Lucio there, but that is a very strong ult. Very big shields coming out. You know, if they're able to get it, the Bear, they're doing a good job of getting some damage out. Who will be the first to fall? Looks like a little bit of damage going onto the side of New Bern there, but the Bear has to be careful. We do see the ult coming out of Lucio to make sure that the Bear doesn't die. So it is going to be taken out, but big ultimate out of the Sigma there. Will they be able to find any kills off of it? They are trading kills there. Only one on the side of Cabarrus goes down. So a net gain for the side of Cabarrus at the end from the ultimates being used.
Yeah, wow, now all 4 members of Cabarrus back online. Multiple members of New Bern, low HP. Vicious does get taken down. Looks like Okie Jex getting their health all the way back. Should be able to get back into the mix, but it's Cabarrus so far able to win that fight. And while New Bern got 41%, it looks like Cabarrus are in control, at least for now.
Yep, and we do see one ult to one ult on the side there. When will we see Bob, though? I'm waiting for this hash to use the Bob at the opportunistic time. But again, you know, both of these teams doing a very good job so far on these last 2 flashpoints.
I've been very impressed with the bounce back from New Bern. We saw it in game 1 and now as well in game 2, but they've got to make a good coordinated team push here. They're going to get control from Cabarrus. Cabarrus seems to be very comfortable when they're the ones in the flashpoint and holding off the hordes of enemies coming through. Once again, taking a fight here in this tunnel, and so many members of both teams just fighting their way through here, understanding this is a very important choke point to hold.
Yeah, and there we go, 1-to-1 kill, so it is a little bit even here, but a lot of damage going onto the side of Cabarrus. They are going to lose a couple more members. They did lose 3 in that exchange. Never mind, it looks like 4. Great job by New Bern to pull back on this flashpoint.
New Bern bringing the heat. This is an unbelievable bounce back. Like I said, they were 1 percentile from losing this game, and all of a sudden give themselves a chance. They're looking very good right now.
Yeah, 3 ults on the side of New Bern. They should be able to hold this point. Only 1 on the side of Cabarrus. So can they even it up? There's 2-to-1 right now. If they're able to take control of this, they will go to the final 1. But they have about 20% left to go. So they need to have good strategy. They need to work as a team to make sure that they can hold on to this.
They have to hold off the push from Cabarrus. Cabarrus can't be too hasty here. I know there's 5 seconds left, though. They might need to jump in and contest this. And it is contested for now. 99 again on the side of New Bern this time. And they lose a player, but Cabarrus loses 2, and I think New Bern should tie this up.
Yeah, great ultimate out of that Lucio there to get those shields at the very end to keep his team alive. They are going to find a couple of kills here, and with that last one, they should be able to finish out this flashpoint. We are going to go to the last one. This is do or die for both teams.
This is unbelievable. Can New Bern pull the reverse sweep in game 2 here? Cabarrus want to hold strong. This would be such a heartbreaking loss for them to lose at this point. But so far, looks like Cabarrus going to have a little bit better positioning for the opening moments of this last flashpoint.
Yeah, we do see the Orisa coming back out. Both teams are sitting on 2 ultimates right now with the rest of them charging. So we will have to see what they're able to do with these. Who can utilize their skills better to pull off this last one, because both teams have been getting increasingly better as this game goes on.
2 ultimates apiece. No members dead on either side. No clear damage advantage. It is Cabarrus striking early with the first bit of control. And Flashpoint moves a lot faster than the previous game mode, so this percentage will rack up fast. New Bern do not have a ton of time. They've got to make a play here.
Yep, and we do see Bob coming out the system with it. You do get that AI, a lot of damage coming out. The rest are going to find the first kill. They are going to find the second kill with the Ashe there. Bob doing a lot of work. They're able to find 5, and it is going to be a team kill for the side of Cabarrus.
That does not look good for New Bern. Cabarrus just have to hold on to New Bern, even have time to make a push. They've got to do so very quickly off of spawn here. And I'd like to see Cabarrus spread out a little bit more here. I feel like if you're a bit too congested, it'll be easier for New Bern to make a good push, but let's see how they handle this.
Yeah, we do see the ults, though, on the side of New Bern. They are starting to back them up. 2 on the side of Cabarrus. So we'll have to see how they utilize them there. The barrage coming out of the fair. They are going to find 3 of them. Great job. This is exactly what they need to use those ults for. They're finding them, though, but a couple kills countered. So we'll have to see what they're able to do. It is still racking up there, but they do have, looks like they did have 1 person on it, so they were able to force that overtime and get control at 99%. So good job by New Bern there. Great barrage coming out of Farah to make sure that they are able to get a kill as well as some damage on the side of Cabarrus and then force them off at the very last second.
This is incomprehensible, Chris. 99-0. New Bern make the play. They get 4 dead, 5 dead, and now have control. This whole situation has reversed. Can Cabarrus utilize these 2 ultimates to get control and earn the finish? They don't have to rush it. They still have some time to work with.
Yeah, but look at that. Lucio once again does have his ult, and it might be one of the most important of this game right now. we'll have to see how they do utilize it. But as you said, we do see the Juno coming out and using the ult there to assist her team. Ooh. Will they be able to get any kills off of it? A lot of damage going on to that Lucio. He can't die just yet, though, but he is going to fall. He was able to get that ultimate out just in the nick of time, though, to help the rest of his team before he fell.
These teams are playing with so much fire. It's 3 dead for Cabarrus. Can Newburn pull the reverse sweep? It looks very likely now. Last 2 players alive. 1 goes down, and the 3 coming off spawn. This player's all alone, and I think that's going to do it. Newburn should seal the deal.
Yep, they are able to pull it out. As you said, the reverse sweep, even going 99-0 on that last flashpoint, and they were able to pull it out. Let's see. That Lucio, though, MVP of map 2 for me.
That was completely insane. Shout out to that Lucio player. That was an insane ultimate to close that one out. And wow, man, both teams, you can't even predict how these are going to go. I mean, even back to college football earlier today, I mean, everyone's so competitive in this league already. I'm so excited to see the Sandhills play it out. And we still got the last map coming up here to decide our series.
Yep, and it is 1-1 right now. It is anyone's game, especially with how Newburn was playing at the end there. Can't count them out at the end.
Cannot count them out indeed. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 3. So Chris, break it down for us. What's the what's on the line here? What's the objective for this one?
All right, so they are going to have an objective that they have to push, so they're going to get onto it. They'll have to see who gets the furthest distance in the most amount of time. Again, you can tie, and it will determine on a final push. The amount of time you have the remaining will determine the amount of time you can get in that final push. But we'll have to see how well these teams play defense just as much as offense, because if they are able to stop that push and make that time go out, the furthest distance will win. So we will see the side of Cabarrus starting on the right there. They should be the team to push them out first, and Newburn will be on the defense.
Okay. So Newburn on defense. They want to slow the progress of Cabarrus as much as possible, mitigate the damage so that when they get into offense, they don't have as much work to do. So I feel like the beginning here is incredibly important. You want to make sure that you don't have a very difficult task ahead of you once you switch sides.
Yep, and I was actually incorrect. It does look like Cabarrus will be on the defense first.
Okay.
They are setting up here. We actually do see the Brigitte coming out as well, so we are seeing a little bit of a swap on the meta here, and of course metas will determine, it can be changed from map to map. You may have certain metas on some maps and certain metas on others, but we are going to see a lot of shields coming out here from the side of Cabarrus. So will they be able to utilize these enough to get the defensive stop? But we do see a little bit of the push coming out. They are going to find the first bit of here, and great first kill coming out of the side of Newburn.
And how does one actually stop the payload? What do you have to actually do to stop it here?
So you do have to be within the vicinity of it. So right now, as you see, they are pushed off and not close enough to get it stopped. Again, it is the same for pushing, though. You do have to be within a certain range of that payload to get it pushed out here. So we do see right now about 4 or 5 members from the side of Newburn making sure that they're pushing that payload, but a couple more are finally starting to push off from the pack so they can get this fight starting out. A lot of great damage coming out from the side of Newburn, though. They are forcing back the side of Cabarrus fairly well here, but we will see a great kill coming out of Cabarrus. Can they stop this payload here by jumping on it?
And you can see the UI at the top of your screen. You can see how many players are pushing it from either side. So right now, 4 players on the side of Cabarrus stopping it. Just 1 player on the side of Newburn. They're going to try to win this fight so they can then start to push it forward. But they've been pushed backwards as a squad. So great defensive effort here from Cabarrus, not allowing this payload to move any further.
Yeah, and we're going to see a lot of good scrappy fights here over that payload, but we do see the ult coming out of the Lucio to see if they can get, once again, position of this payload. Great stun going out. A lot of damage, so very, wow, that Sigma was picked up about 3 or 4 of them, then slammed them to the ground, but they weren't able to find any kills off of it. Actually, it was just the opposite. The Brigitte is going to go ahead and fall, and they are going to find finally some kills there, but, you know, not really enough to get that payload pushed back.
Yeah, payload's still moving. Once again now, 3 members pushing it. Now, does it move faster if you've got more players in the vicinity?
Yeah, so we'll move a little faster if you have more people around it right now. But again, where do you sacrifice pushing people to get those kills in regards to pushing it? We do actually see Cabarrus doing a lot of good work here. They're able to get some damage onto it, but not really able to find those kills, and unfortunately it's kind of been the name of the game for them so far. You know, we do see the Riptide coming out. Can they find? They do find one onto Lucio, so it might be a good pushing time for them at this time when they finally were able to get that kill the healer there.
It looks like they have gotten the payload almost to the halfway point, but it is at a stop as both teams just fighting for position. As long as you can get these kills, you can go back and stop or move it afterwards. And can this player survive? Great retreat there to stay alive and outputting damage all the while.
Yeah, and as we see, the payload is actually moving back a little bit, very slowly, but just enough. You know, as much space as you can get it from the finish line, especially when you're on defense, the better there. We do see 2 ults on the side of Newburn, though. Probably be able to use those. Only 1 on the side of Cabarrus. Their DPS taking a lot of damage, and Lucio will be able to finish them off, so they should be able to get onto that payload soon here and start pushing up once again. Barrage is going to be active soon, so when they use it, we'll make a determination here. They are trying to find some position. They're taking a lot of damage on the side of Cabarrus. Another one falls. Will they be able to find the Junkrat? They do. So once again, a couple kills coming out of Newburn. They're finding the position that they need to force everyone off. Great ultimate there, though, by the Sigma is going to find the kill on the Lucio. So really back and forth fight here coming out of both teams.
So far after Newburn got that first checkpoint, it has been very difficult for them to make any progress here. Cabarrus doing a fantastic job on defense. And then still, it's just been stuck in this one spot. Finally, a few members of Newburn able to move it as Zaramo goes down. But 2 members go down for Newburn. It's probably going to stop again.
Yeah, Riptide comes out. Didn't want to go for that tank, wants to find the DPS and the healer in the back, and they were able to find that backline there. They are going to find that second kill finally. Didn't want to waste the Riptide on the 1 HP enemy anyway, so they're able to find 2, and a great defensive, you know, push here from the side of Cabarrus. So they're doing a great job. You know, looked a little rocky at the start, but now that their spawn is a little bit closer to them, they're able to get back to the fights a little bit quicker here and able to kind of push back Newburn, who's been having a little bit of trouble since they hit this midway mark on the map.
It seems like, yeah, the first 50% was quite easy to reach, or 40%. But ever since then, just have not been able to move this payload any further. And if you're a Cabarrus fan, that's exactly what you want to see. That's just going to make their life a bit easier once they're on offense. They've got a little bit less distance to travel for them to come out on top with the W.
Yeah, 40 meters, 40.72 meters is the furthest distance that they were able to push in. Since then, they have been stopped and actually moving back a little bit. Again, the kills just coming out of the side of Cabarrus. You know, they're just really asserting their dominance on the second kind of little push here from the side of Newburn, and they've just really kind of stopped them before they can move up this ramp.
So far from watching this, it does feel like Cabarrus might be the more practiced team, because when they're in control, they are more likely to hold on to it. But Newburn playing so scrappy throughout the rest of the series so far, have been able to mitigate the damage and kind of throw Cabarrus off of their comfort zone. So we see Ultimate coming out here and tries to retreat to get back to safety.
Yep, and again, just the kills coming out of Cabarrus just, you know, stop that payload, but as we can see, it's finally starting to move forward a bit. It is finally past that 40 mark, and they have the 3 people on it to get that maximum push out of it right now. They're finally able to find that, able to get it up to about 60, almost 70 here, so great job by them. They still have the Pharaoh ult ready and utilized for them, so it'll be great for them if they can find a great one off of it and hopefully push past this little second marker here. Can they get to third? But we see a lot of damage coming out. Great uses by them. They're able to find 2-3 kills at the end. That's going to be great. They should be able to move it past this little mark here. As you can see, we're moving into the final third of this map. Great job by Newburn. They were looking a little rocky there, but they're finally able to move it up.
They got stuck at the 40-yard line for so long, but now at the 66% yard line, they get past that second checkpoint, and now in the home stretch, if they can get some more kills on Cabarrus here, should be able to push it forward. But it looks like they've got a couple ultimates to work with as well, so perhaps Cabarrus really backs against the wall. This does not look great for their efforts to stop this.
Yeah, and again, they're still sitting on 2 ultimates on the side of Newburn, just haven't had to use those yet. But a great first opening kill from the side of Cabarrus. Can they find a little bit of damage to stop this? You see the Bastion coming out, but great barrage unfortunately not able to find anyone. It looked good, but they weren't really able to get past those shields there. That's why they're so strong.
Only got 1 kill out of that, but looks like Cabarrus now with 2 kills of their own. That should stop it for now in its tracks. New Bern needs to come off of their spawn here and make a good push, but fighting through this doorway is going to be quite difficult.
Yep, and we see the Bastion sitting on the ult right now. Will they have to use it or not? But right now they just have to, they keep it stopped, just move it back to the starting point of this 3rd slot of the map. But we saw a lot of damage coming out. Great opening kill by the side of Cabarrus. They are going to be able to find 2 for 1 in that exchange. Will the Lucio get it down? They will. And a great job by Cabarrus. Can they hold on to this defense?
So important that they don't let this payload go all the way to the end zone. Looks like another big kill there. It's going to make their efforts a bit easier too now. Last 3 members of New Bern just piling in, desperately trying to get some type of control. They do take down 1 player, but they're going to need more than that.
Yeah, and they are in overtime. They have to stay on it. If they back off, then this point that they've gotten to now will be the final point for them. They're trying to do their best. The Bear trying to stay up there as enough, but ran out of fuel, and it is going to fall as well. The Moira trying to do her best to stay on it, but they will fall as well, and that should be it. But great job by New Bern. They got stuck a little bit, were able to finally push it up, got into that final 3rd of the map, and then got about 30 or so meters off of that. So they should, they have a lot of room to work with. If they can play great defense, then they should be able to keep Cabarrus, if they can keep them in the 1st or 2nd, 3rds of the map, then they should be fine. But we'll have to see what Cabarrus does. They do have really good team fighting synergy, so will they be able to find enough space to win this, or will New Bern be able to pull it off?
Cabarrus have their work cut out for them. They know how far they need to push this payload to get the W, but like you said, New Bern got a lot of distance. They're probably feeling pretty good about that offensive effort. Would have liked it to go a little bit further for sure, but really making Cabarrus work for it here once they switch to offense. How do they play this one? And like you said, so far the team fights I think have been mostly on the side of Cabarrus. They're typically coming out on top, but New Bern really showing so much tenacity, coming back and fighting very well themselves.
Both teams doing a really good job. We saw that very first, point of Ilios, and it looked like Cabarrus might just run away with this series, but New Bern did a really good job of fighting back. They showed a lot of mental resilience and were able to, bring us a great game here. And, we do see a little bit of the team shifting on their side here. We do see the Reaper coming out. New Bern, will they be able to stick on it? It looks like they really want to get in the face of Cabarrus at the very beginning of this map, though.
Look at this. As soon as they're able to leave their spawn point, all the projectiles are coming out. Looks like we're looking for a little bit of a flank here through this doorway, but I like the positioning here from New Bern. Honestly, New Bern in good positions, but immediately Brock gets taken down from a very nice shot there.
Yeah, and again, this very beginning part is a little bit hard on the defensive side, so we are seeing a lot of good, hit scans coming out from the side of Cabarrus, finding those kills, and a lot of damage coming out. We do see, unfortunately, the Reaper not able to find that flank that they were looking for at the beginning. It's kind of pushing back a little bit because they have to get up and close, but a lot of good damage coming out here. Do some Bastion gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that tank forward to go ahead and do as much damage as possible. The Reaper trying to use that to get out, but unfortunately will fall at the very end. So we do see a man advantage on the side of Cabarrus as they are pushing up. Really great kill there. They are moving, so quickly through this map so far.
That was a very nice shot from the railgun coming out here as well, and they're just pushing New Bern back as they allow this payload to move forward. It feels like their distance has gone about as fast as New Bern got the same level of distance from their offensive round, but the question is, will they get stuck at the 40-yard point the same way that we saw happen to New Bern? If Cabarrus can quickly advance past this stage, I think they have a good chance to come out on top.
Yeah, and they took that second point of escorting so quickly here, opening up the second part of the map here for them. They're moving it quickly and actually much quicker than the side of New Bern, already moving up the ramp here and almost halfway through the second point here. Ooh. Another kill, great ultimate coming out of the signal there is going to help them push forward. And almost a team kill. Can the Junkrat get away enough to help their team? They're trying to use the mines to get out as quickly as possible. It looks like they should be able to get, nope. they have to be a little bit careful. Will they be able to get away? They're taking a little bit of damage, but enough to allow their team.
Wow.
But look at that, already on the 3rd point, opening up this last part of the map for the payload. Cabarrus is just on a tear right now.
Cabarrus in dominating fashion take the 2nd checkpoint, and they don't have that much more room to go to beat the score of New Bern on their offense. And look how the health bars are melting on the side of New Bern. Another 2 down. Can they make it 3? I love the strategy we've seen from Cabarrus. Only one player in position to push the payload. Everyone else just fighting and opening space for it to move forward.
Yeah, and there we go. We just see so much damage coming out. It looks like offense is their bread and butter right now.
Yes.
As they are not allowing anything. They're pushing that. As you can see, all they have to do is get past the point that they stopped New Bern at. They don't even have to push to the very end. The win is in sight. Will they be able to keep them off? We see the Junkrat trying to jump up and just gets shot down to mid-air. They have done it. They have forced it out. And they didn't even get stopped once.
That was very impressive. And we saw Cabarrus, I mean, they looked to be in control for, honestly, most of the games in the series. But the fight back out of New Bern, I mean, hats off to these guys. They ultimately went down, but they went down swinging, and they made Cabarrus earn that one.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see. You'd love to see the teams just going back and forth. But again, Cabarrus, such a good job on the attack and pushing that payload. They just knew exactly what to do. They had the comp that they knew that they need to use to get past it, and they just were able to run through that last map.
We saw so much teamwork and chemistry. They were just using their ultimates in tandem with one another so fluidly, it felt like. And then team fights, I really loved how well they were able to get in and then out of the fights and heal each other back up. They seem to always have each other's backs in each engagement as well. So really excited to see, honestly, both of these teams as they progress through the rest of the season. Cabarrus narrowly winning that one, and New Bern made them earn it. But on that note, we're going to actually go to a quick break. We got another Overwatch match for you guys after this, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the Week 1 recap. We got one more exciting game for you. We've had so much good action to watch. I've been so happy. Thank you to all the players that have been playing in Sandhills and giving us amazing action to keep up with. Looks like we got one last game. I believe it's going to be Durham School of the Arts versus Richmond Senior High. So it should be a good one. This is going to be our last match of the day.
Yeah, and as he said, all our games today have been so close, starting off with the NCAA college football into that banger of a 3-map series between Cabarrus and New Bern in Overwatch. And again, last match of the day, let's see how it goes.
Let's get into it. All right. So, starting off, man, this is a beautiful map. Tell us a little bit about this map and mode that we're about to get into here.
Yep, again, we are on Ilya, so we will be capturing those points. Unlike Flashpoint, the point will not move after each point has been contested and a team gets that 100%. We will wait until we move into the next one, so it gives a little more preparation time from the teams and not so much fast pace. We'll have to see how they come out here. Both teams have the same amount of distance to get to that point together, and we're kind of just looking at the little scenery here as, you know, we start to see the teams start to fill out their compositions here. But, you know, last time we saw a lot of the Lucio, a lot of the Sigma. We'll have to see what we see here. Again, we are seeing a lot of that Sigma. Again, Lucio on the side of Durham Arts. And again, we are seeing that Roadhog again here. Again, we are talking about this map 1. There's a lot of places to pull people off the edge. So if they're not careful, that Roadhog will get a lot of use out of that hook there. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. Both teams have a little bit of time until they come out here. And again, on that side of Richmond, we're seeing a lot of, you know, stand up, a lot of high ground, as well as a lot of point control on the Bachelor's Bar. But again, see the Reaper, maybe we'll see some points out of Durham Arts.
Yeah, reminder, guys, your champion has a lot of abilities. Swimming is not one of them. So, like you said, the Roadhog going to be a popular choice on this map to get those players off. And back to the respawn screen instantly. And we're already seeing, it looks like Durham School of the Arts really favoring this slightly higher ground for this opening team fight, and I like to see that.
Yeah, they'd actually switch back to the right part there. It's a little more of a standard choice. Just have the big shield, but also push people off the map. And if they're good enough, they'll be able to stop that charge just enough time to make sure that they don't get through as well. But a great job here from both teams. We'll see Durham able to take control of this game.
Durham striking first. We got a nice little skirmish here. Playing some of the low ground is Richmond.
Damage coming out the front kill. Oh, there it goes. This is the ball, but you see the charge right into the middle of the team, throwing up that shield. And this is what I love to see from the Red Hearts, getting into the mix of it with no regard to their safety at all, but making sure that they get a lot of space for their team on the side of that point. Great job there. You know, he gets in, able to throw up that shield in just enough time so they don't take too much damage. And again, you see 30% plus on the side.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been going straight to his death, but he actually forced Richmond back. Was able to retreat and stay alive himself and really just make life easy for Durham.
There we go. Great slam into the wall and able to unship one the rest of the teams and find the second on the side there. Rod comes out swinging in that massive hammer to go ahead and hopefully find another kill. They're doing such a great job right now, just kind of forcing Richmond back. You know, he's holding on to that shadow. He's probably going to wait until a big 2 fight on that season while the rest of his team can follow up. But you see both ultimates on the side of Durham.
Durham. Almost 5 with that Reaper finally about to hit it at 99%. 2 only on the side of Richmond. So there's the death loss coming out. They're able to find at least 1 kill of it. They're going to find hopefully a second. The signal getting so low, getting blocked by that wall, not able to really get past it. They didn't know exactly their surroundings there, but they will be able to find 1 kill on the Reaper. But the barrage comes out a lot of damage from that pair, not able to find any kills there. So good job by Durham, making sure that they keep it there, but another all coming out from everyone there, just all throwing it there. Then Reinhardt making sure he gets back on that point so they don't lose that overtime. They want to get past it. 2-1 on the point. 3 before going something back for City. Great job by the side of Durham there. And now you see the Bastion able to find a couple kills there before he is killed by his counterpart on the side of Richmond. And that does it. Great first point from the side of Durham.
That was domination. Honestly, most of the fight didn't even occur next to the point. Durham gets control and just holds Richmond out from afar for so long, and Richmond just did not have a way to get in. Can they have a little bit better success here? So we get to a full reset, like you said. This game mode gives both teams a little bit more time to prepare for the next point, and if you're Richmond, you got to be probably a little bit more aggressive towards that point. It didn't feel like they gave themselves much of an opportunity to get back into control.
Right, and we do see, again, the Reinhardt showing why they're so meta right now. They're so tanky. Does a lot of damage for being, as big as they are. And again, remember, on this one, we do have the well in the middle, can be pushing one off into it. But we do see actually a Doomfist swap and a Mercy on the side of Richmond. So we'll have to see what they decide to do here. Can they utilize these characters very well on the side of Richmond? They're swapping up, and I do like to see them in the show.
It does feel like the Reinhardt on the side of Durham Arts is quite experienced. We got Swagboy 123 on the screen again, and this guy is swinging this hammer, more like Swingboy 123. He is doing some work with the Reinhardt.
Yep, pushes them into the wall, and his hammers away. It is hammer time for him again, just knocking them off there. And again, once again, Durham just doing such a good job of getting the initial control, able to get the first percentages on this map, and what will they be able to do? We do see the Doomfist swapping over to the Winston now, so they are going to get that more of a standardized tank here. The Ash trying to go on the side there, is going to be able to jump that ledge. Using the map there, but gets knocked off. A boot from the Lucio. That is exactly what he wants to do in that point. It looked like a good jump from the ledge there. The Lucio said, not today. We are going to drop you into the ocean instead of the beat, but they're going to go ahead and push up here. And once again, just gain a lot of control of the map. Again, they don't need someone sitting on it. As long as they have control of it and know when Richmond gets on it, they will keep having that kind of pick up.
Lucio said, that was a cool jump, my friend, but let me help you with another one. And you better practice swimming. You're going to get used to it. A bunch of kills coming out here. Make it 4 in a row for Durham Arts, and they look to close the second point out in a hurry as well. But if there's anything I learned from that first series is can't count anyone out, even if a team's in control.
We do see the Reaper actually getting out good use of their abilities to make sure they don't die. It's really good by them being able to link up with their team, so great job by them. Unfortunately, they still have a long way to go to get back to that point.
Yeah, we see some good healing coming out here on the side of Durham. That's why they've been so successful in the majority of these team fights. The healers really been keeping their players at full HP, and Richmond struggling to answer.
Yeah, we do see the first charge on the side of Durham here. Lucio at the 98% to take it down. We had very big ultimates on the side of Durham. You see a lot of the damage coming out. We had Richmond trying to push up, but just not really able to find time yet. There's the issue of those ultimate now as well. So on the side of Durham, you have the ultimate coming out. Lucio to get those kills, so they can start that fight with the best getting out. The first kill, death blocks him into a kill on the Mercy area, able to find the second there. So much damage coming out. Not even needing to use that Bastion ult at the end of the day.
Wow. Is that a 10-player kill streak at the end there?
10-player kill streak.
10 in a row. Durham coming out swinging. Very impressive plays out of the DPS. I mean, all around, Their teamwork and chemistry was very impressive. Like I said, I wanted to highlight the healers because it felt like they were full HP for a majority of the game, and that's only because the healer is right there every time they take damage.
Yeah, and, you know, great utilization. As you said, the DPS coming in clutch on that second point of the map. But the first point, you know, I'll give a lot of a shout out to that Reinhardt, able to create a lot of space for Durham, and essentially that was the big turning point on both maps, is just so much space being able to be utilized by Durham to keep, you know, Richmond off of the point. And here we'll have to see how they do in map 2.
Yeah, let's get game 2 underway. But like you said, that Reinhardt, just, it felt like at that first point in map 1, they just got control and then just kept Richmond away for the rest of the entire point. There was no point in which it felt like Richmond had a chance. They had a little better chance of that second point, but still Durham never really relinquished control. Richmond at senior high, they really got to step it up in this game too if they want to give themselves a chance.
Yep, and moving now to New Jump City. Again, we will have these points on the map, but this time instead of resetting between the maps, the points will actually move to a different point in tandem, so they'll have to see how well they can set up after one. We did see Durham. They were very, very, very successful in controlling the points, and so this map may favor them a little bit more.
Yeah, look at this beautiful skyscape as we've got the observer panning around. I mean, the developers did such a good job with even just the environmental storytelling in this big sprawling city, junk city here, and now in this fun little arena where we're going to go to the different flashpoints. And notice anything surprising about the character picks here?
We do see the May actually coming out as well as, you know, a couple of changes. We'll have to see if they decide to set them. They can still swap if they want. Not quite. So we don't see the May coming out, so it's the first time we've seen her so far. You know, how will they use her? You know, she can get in there, get those freezes, get those headshots off, but we still see the Reinhardt. He did such a great job in the first one. Will they be able to hold it as well? See who will be able to get control of the point if it doesn't.
No surprise to me that Swag Boy switching to the Reinhardt. He's really showed some swag in that game 1, and I expect him to do the same here. He's already taken the front line and swinging that hammer. Oh my goodness, the pressure that this man is putting on, just pushing them back every step of the way. Look how much space he's opening for his team to just move straight forward.
Yeah, so much use out of it. We actually do see the Reinhardt on the second side as well, but we haven't really been able to get the success that we've seen out of the wall coming up. But unfortunately, traveling for DPS on the other side, so it does go down quickly, so we can make sure that none of the teammates get killed on accident by their own ability. But in the day, we see a little bit of the side of Richmond team now. They're trying to get up, but look at that, already 40%. Inside of him, Art's on this
Their level domination so far in this series has been incredible. We see Happy Rogue on the Reinhardt as well, so Reinhardt on Reinhardt action. I have to feel like Swag Boy has a little bit more experience on the champion, but honestly, Happy Rogue not doing too bad themselves. Right now, though, they've got to get control.
Yep, they're finally getting up to that point, getting a couple of kills out there. Can they get full control of it, though? They are finally starting to get the capture. There they go. They were able to get their first points of the series here playing up, and it kind of similar to what we saw in the last game, you know. Can they pull it out here with both sides doing very well so far? We'll have to see how Durham Arts finally, you know, come back from this little bit of a setback.
Richmond, I mean, they've got to take the momentum and run with it.
Psychological shatter coming out. They're doing multiple follow up on finally kills coming out. So they're able to draw the damage out of that shatter, and almost right there it is, the team kill coming from Richmond.
All of a sudden, the momentum has completely swung in the other direction, and Richmond don't have to hold this hill too much longer to capture the point. I love to see this just burst of energy on their side that's got to supercharge the team with some confidence.
Yeah, and great shadow team. Going first over there, walking to there. One over the there. Oh, another great kill. 1, 2 DPS there from the side of the just kind of pulling it over there. But we do see the teams pull out of the main. Will they be able to pull up, but they get the Reinhardt. They able to pull the second, almost a third. Will they be able to get on the Mercy, but she is able to fly back and get some killing done. But it looks like they aren't able to find a couple of kills, but you see Richmond dominating there, and they are able to pick up the first flashpoint.
So important for them to have bounced back already in this game. Durham's felt like they were in complete control until they forced great use out of all the ultimate abilities to flip that entire situation on its head. But who's going to be ready for this next one sooner? It looks like it's probably going to be Richmond Senior again with the early points here.
Yeah, and doing a good job with just using that momentum. That's kind of, a lot of base on who has the momentum going through. A lot of ults used on Durham, but they were not able to find success off of them. So they had to start building the back up again. Both teams though sitting on 0 ults. We do actually see one ult on the side of Durham. We'll have to see when they utilize it. A lot of damage coming out. Really be able to find this first skill.
Nice shots coming in from DPS here. Really kind of put this back to work. Uses the ultimate, goes down immediately after. No, it's still the Tepper. Just won't be able to use that off a respawn.
Yep, and both teams do see a lot of damage. Once again, Richmond finally starting to find it. About 50% on this flashpoint. A little bit of a trading, but again, in the favor of Richmond. 3 kills to 1. They're going to go ahead and take that every day of the week.
Almost like as soon as Richmond decided to use Reinhardt of their own, the whole map is kind of flipped. I mean, is Reinhardt that overpowered right now?
Yeah, he is very strong, as we've seen, especially, being tanky, doing a lot of damage. But again, just that shatter coming out of Happy Rogue on that first flashpoint was almost a turning tide there, and it shows that there's a lot of skills. But the Deadeye, will they will find the kills? 2 kills coming out. Oh, great. Can they find the third off of it? A lot of damage is going into the Mercy, but Mercy might be able to escape for a little bit. They do find 4 kills there. Can they find the 8 kills? It looks like they're going on to the last member, and they do end up getting the 5 and pushing them off at that 99%.
How many 99% are we going to see? Can Durham hold on to it, though? Richmond been looking pretty good on the offense. Looks like they are all up now, moving in close to one another, and I like to see the way Happy Rogue's playing this one.
Yep. Kill this coming out that game, sitting on that shatter. So it's going to have a body utility at the end. Here, the back trying to come in, see if we can tell. A lot of damage going on. We do have the Mercy heal, great heal out there. And we can sit on the board. Looks like it's going to be used to make sure that member stays alive. Great kill by Swagboy there on that right part. He's in control of this game right now. Both teams, it's a slow going on back there on these kills, but your marks able to control.
This great use of that ability from Beanie there, and it looks like Durham should be able to secure this. They've just got to hold on a little bit longer. There's no ultimates on the side of Richmond to stop them.
Yeah, there we go. Looks like it's going to come out and try to get as much damage as possible on the game. But Richmond is going to be able to turn the tides a little bit here. If you get a couple of kills, will they be able to get free control at this point? Both of them are still on overtime at 99%. Both teams are just going at it. It's a slugfest on the sides here. A lot of damage coming out from both sides, but both are doing a good job of keeping them up.
Absolutely insane gameplay coming out from both teams. Deadeye's coming back out of Truly here. What can they get? They get 1. They get more. Oh my god, this Observer has a great view of this hill right now. Durham having more bodies in it, but will it matter?
Looks like both teams are just still fighting over this point, and Durham is finally able to keep control of that point at the very end. So great job by them. They're still sitting on 2 ults right now. Lucio and the May still have it, as well as only 1 on the side of Richmond, but the Bastion almost there at 96%, so they should be able to have it up. Both teams though should be able to get in control of this point fairly quickly to see who will be able to take it once they're out on that.
Wow. These new 1S34. Very cool gamer tag there. Has been doing quite a good job here. Has their ultimate up as well. Can they use it to get into control? Right now, looks like Durham kind of in a better position to get the throw.
Yeah, and once again, there's something just kind of really realize this station. A lot of damage coming out. Use that. Give them a lot. Great headshot coming out of the main. With a lot. Second one coming out. Great job by them. First kill. And then start picking up on this third flashpoint of the game. Rolling in comes the hamster, says, not today, Reinhardt, I'm going to take you out. They're going to get those kills and force Richmond back to come back as a team.
Very impressive take here out of Durham. Richmond got to find a way in. It looks like they're planning to maybe hit from multiple sides here. We're setting up a little bit of a dive from multiple angles. Shout out to Jake, Overwatch, for teaching me that term. Let's be going for it.
Yeah, and again, you know, so I actually found some success on this running ball. Maybe tricky to get back to that second. They can do so long and so long. We're finding that kill. We're going to see, and they're using that popped up here. Ball going in, saying, not today, I have the better double zones. They're going to go ahead and already at 95% getting that team kill. Should be able to get this third flashpoint in, you know, a very quick manner. Moving on to the fourth, as we see Wrecking Ball just, you know, able to get around the map so quickly there. They're just forcing so much damage just coming on there. They're coming in like a Wrecking Ball at this point. They have to watch out, taking a little bit of damage though. They have to be a little bit careful as they move out. Both teams as they look to get into this sport.
Happy Road showing there a lot more comfortable as the hamster ball going in and wrecking shop. And right now, Durham looking very strong on this one. They continually are taking out Happy Rogue, and Happy Rogue feels like the player that they need to keep alive if Richmond Senior want to have the chance.
Yeah, Swag Boy showing that they're not just a right part coming out. They're also doing so well this map. We saw that as a switch, and they're just able to use themselves so much. They're able to get control of this fourth point here. You know, Richmond, though, they can't let this point go. They have to get back onto it if they want to keep this map going.
Okay, how does Richmond approach this? Do they just go in from one side? They've got to probably choose a couple different entry points. But they also don't want to separate too much because a player like Swag Boy might get shut them down immediately if they get caught off guard.
Swag Boy just doing his best to say that I don't need the Reinhardt to do all this. I can keep on the hamster and show you the ways running around for right from this hamster. It doesn't matter. Swag Boy, as you said, is rolling around and just showing how much swagger he actually has in this game. Running after them, goes after the Mercy. It doesn't matter. He is on fire right now.
We were talking about how good his Reinhardt is. He just knocked that player off the map as well.
20-player kill streak on the hamster. He is rolling his team to victory right now and is going to wreck them all.
Are you kidding? That is a player taking over the game. I mean, he took over the series from game one. We were talking about his Reinhardt. I feel like he needs to be on this champion from now on. That was incredible.
Yeah, shown diversity against two characters. We talked about the Reinhardt on map 1, but just took it away on map 2 with that wrecking ball. And Durham Arts, you know, they showed a lot of good play. We did see Richmond, though. They were able to take that one flashpoint really well. They did show some signs of life. You know, maybe it's just a thing. They maybe have to play together a little bit more, and you know, maybe we'll see them progress. But Durham Arts, though, so just dominant throughout this series.
I was so impressed with their teamwork and just domination. It feels like they're a team destined to go very far in the season. But on that note, let's take a look at some of the leaderboards and see what other teams maybe got a W in round 1. So both teams out of JP Knapp are getting dubs off the opening. Also got NC Virtual Academy. We saw them with a 1-0 start in NCAA as well. So that school coming out hot. Looks like we got Onslow, West Craven, Jones Senior, and Durham Arts, who we just watched, Westover as well. So just one game into the series, but that first win is pretty important, I would say.
Yeah, and, you know, it kind of sets the tone for your season, right? You come out with a win, you know, it gives a lot of confidence going into week number 2.
Absolutely. Well, we've got so many more exciting weeks ahead. This is just the beginning. Sandhills, shout out to all you guys, all the players that have been showing up and putting on a show for us to watch and for us to commentate. I cannot wait to see what matches you guys have for us. We've also got Super Smash Brothers and Rocket League as well. That's going to be coming out shortly after this episode, so be on the lookout for that as well. I know there's a lot of really talented Smash players as well.
Yeah, we have a lot more games, you know, to come, not just these two. We had a lot of hype games, you know, between college football and Overwatch today, but we still have a lot more to go with Smash Brothers and Rocket League as well.
We've got 2 other conferences, the CMS and the Western regions. If you guys want to check out some of that action, that's probably good to learn from as well. You know, just because you're in Sandhills doesn't mean you only watch Sandhills. You should watch the other streams as well. Probably learn a thing or two from some of those players. I know CMS has some very strong Overwatch teams as well. So, but on that note, that's going to do it for this stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be here next week. Don't miss the next episode.